only the breakfast ones. You gotta try it.
Sounds perfect. And how awesome is it that they're so close to each other?
Yes.
Give them a try. Che Empanadas, House of Hops, Salt and Lime, and Sharky's. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from each other off Durham Road, Glenwood, and Grove Barton.
At First Carolina Bank, we pride ourselves on building relationships and doing the day-to-day things in banking extremely well. Experience the First Carolina way for yourself or your business today. Visit firstcarolinabank.com. First Carolina Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I am in studio with my friend Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Variety is the spice of life. It is also the spice of siding and the spice of windows, a lot of different styles. Walk me through siding and then windows, if you could, sir.
Sure. So siding, we've got vinyl siding and James Hardy fiber cement siding, and there are tons of options within each one. You've got board and batten, you've got horizontal lap siding, beads or no beads, or there's all kinds of stuff. So we come out to your house, take a look at it with you. If you don't know what you want, we're happy to help you figure something out. But if you know what you want, then we're happy to help you find it. Bottom line is we can do pre-painted siding, we can do primed siding and then have it painted, or vinyl siding, which you never have to paint,
Right.
or 15 years on the Color Plus. So again, I know I'm spitting off a lot of options here, but that's what we're here for, to come out and make this a lot simpler. So we'll come out, measure your house, talk about siding and windows, and give you prices on all things the day of.
800-672-4348, aluminumcompany.com. All sorts of styles and options for windows and siding. And
The Carolina RV Super Show is coming to you. Join us at any Camping World in North Carolina or South Carolina, May 15th through the 18th, to shop ridiculous discounts on the best selection of new and used RVs in the Carolinas. Tour new 2025 RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Enter to win a new RV and enjoy family fun and on-site activities. Don't miss the Carolina RV Super Show at your local Camping World, May 15th through the 18th. Get all the details at campingworld.com/Carolina RV Super Show.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. We're looking at some partly cloudy skies through the afternoon until we get to the time of the evening commute, and then we'll have a better chance for severe storms. We do have a level 1 and 2 risk from the Triangle area north and east. We'll see a high of almost 90 this afternoon, and it's definitely going to feel muggy. Overnight lows tonight in the mid-60s and a hot one for tomorrow. We'll see partly cloudy skies, just a small chance for storms, but highs will be in the low to mid-90s with a heat index in the upper 90s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock, check of your money. Dow Jones is up 253 points to 42,304. Market update brought to you by the Body Armor State Games. The Body Armor State Games are coming this June to Greensboro. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
Now Gostisbehere, he scores! Top of the left circle! Off the catching up rebound, he scores! Seth Jarvis! Now Hall all alone, in on Thompson, Hall scores! What a play! Walker holds, shoots, he scores! And it's Andrei Svechnikov with it, bingo!
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I'm Tim Donnelly, Dennis Cox producing the show. Today is as good as any to end the Washington Capitals season on their home ice, isn't it? Caps hosting the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes lead 3-1. Game 5 tonight. Potential closeout game for the Canes. I want it to be a closeout game for the Canes. And in honor of that, or inspired by that, I have the checklist to win the game. I have it right here in front of me. You win the game, you clinch the series, you punch your ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals. All you have to do are are these things. Start fast. I haven't seen that in every game. Stay out of the box unnecessarily. Top guys play like top guys, get pucks on net, possess the puck in the offensive zone, have a net front presence, and do everything that the Canes are known for. If you do all of that, the rest will take care of itself. And I'll even throw one more, just a catch-all, a safety net. If that doesn't work, listen to Rod. He'll know better than I do what to do there, right? It's the way I didn't actually expect to get to this point against the Caps. I got there very early against the Devils. And what I mean, not like the point in the series. I mean this point mentally. I think by now it's obvious who the better team is. Right? Remember after game one?
Yeah.
Remember after game one against the Devils, we sat down right here and said, if this thing goes longer than 5, so somebody did something they weren't supposed to do, right? Something has gone haywire if this one goes more than 5. I did not expect that against the Caps, but going into game 5, I wouldn't say it's as drastic, especially without the injuries that the Devils were dealing with. But I think watching 4 games, right, and you see the adjustments and you see kind of how the matchups work. After 4 games, you know who the better team is. So once you establish that, and this goes for any 7-game series, once you establish that, you start to focus more on you than on them. Right? If it's even or if you're the underdog, right? If you're overmatched, and I know you would never say that publicly, but if you're overmatched, you start looking for the equalizers. Okay, maybe as a whole we're a little under-talented, but that matchup we can take advantage of, or we can trick them with this, right? We can throw them off our scent. Once you're the better team, you go, regardless of what they do, if we take care of us, if we take care of what we're supposed to do, we'll be good. And I think that is a lovely place to be going into a closeout game like this. Lovely place to be. Taylor Hall, one of the veterans on the team, although he's newer to the Canes, talked about having the depth of scoring throughout the lineup. We've talked about it, 10 different goal scorers on the 12 goals they've scored in the series. Here's Taylor Hall to the media earlier today.
I think all 4 lines have contributed at times in this playoffs, and that's what you need. I feel like that's my role is to, come in and play, obviously good Hurricanes playoff hockey and play the right way and whatnot, but we have to get contributions offensively from up and down the lineup. It's just not going to work if it's 1 or 2 lines carrying us. And our power play's been pretty hot, and we need to consistently produce offense 5-on-5. We can't count on that power play to be like that all playoff long. So I feel like we've done that. We've found some different line combinations that have worked in the bottom 6 and or the middle 6, whatever you want to call it, and it seems to be in a good place right now.
Bottom 6, middle 6, 3-6 Mafia. Who cares what 6? We need to score from all the lines. That is such a, first you say that in the middle of this series? Of course you do. Right? That's what I'm talking about when I say you just know who the better team is. You've seen every single player pretty much, but darn near every forward score a goal. We can look for contributions a bunch of different ways, right? Who's getting timely hits, or who's obviously the blue liners, who's making the stops, but you can look at the back of the trading card statistics as well. You can just look at goal scorers, and so many different guys are stepping up, which is one of those treadmills of building where you score a goal, your confidence goes up. So you play better because your confidence goes up. So someone else gets set up by your assist to score a goal, so their confidence goes up. So now their play gets better, and it just keeps – so they cover for someone else's mistake, so their confidence isn't shattered. So now they score a goal, and their confidence goes up. And it's just – it ping-pongs off of each other until you're at this point. You're going into Game 5. You have everything you want in the series right there within your grasp. You just have to go execute the hockey that you know you can play, and you'll be okay.
16 skaters have a point in this series.
That's insane.
The only ones that don't are Jalen Chatfield, William Carrier, and Mark Jankowski. He played in one game in this series. That's it.
And I would say, if you think Chatfield hasn't put his fingerprints all over this series in ways other than producing points, and Carrier as well. Carrier's physicality, granted, he hasn't, the ice time isn't quite the same. But when he's out there, he's throwing his body around there. They're finding ways to impact the game. So, and Jankowski, the injury is what the injury is. So 18 of 18 have impacted the game either a super obvious way or maybe a slightly less obvious but super noteworthy way. That's great. And it has to continue today, and we'll talk about it throughout the show. You have to match the desperation of the Caps. Their backs against the wall, literally. Right? No one up in D.C. is debating, is this a must-win? Because it's obviously a must-win, because if they lose, their season is over. You have to match that kind of intensity, even though your logical brain will tell you we could lose this one and we could lose the next one as long as we win the third. You can't think that way. You can't think that way. And Sebastian Aho, who spoke to the media yesterday, emphasized that the experience in close games as a team, and in close-out games would be the better way to say that, as a team is valuable.
Yeah, I do think experience helps, but obviously, we got to do the work. Obviously, it's nothing's guaranteed ever, and obviously it's always going to be hard, never easy in the playoffs, as it should be. But yeah, I do believe that the experience helps in this time of year.
The cliche, and I think it's true, coaches will probably argue against it, and we heard Rod kind of question the legitimacy of it. The cliche is this one's the hardest. The closeout game is the most difficult. Rod's counter was they're all difficult, which very coach speak, and I get it. I believe the closeout one's the hardest. This one is the toughest to get. This one is you have to really be on your game because the other team is going like they've got there's no tomorrow for them. To quote Gene Hackman in The Replacements, there is nothing. There is no tomorrow to save their ammunition for. They're firing it all. You have to match that. And you're right. I kind of jokingly brought up the checklist of things to do to win the series, things to do to win the game, but it is. The joke has a grain of truth, which is you still have to do the things that your game is built upon. And we've debated really all week with the outsiders that have been calling the Kane system boring, or the outsiders, meaning outside media, national media, fans of other teams that have said, this system won't work in the postseason, and we're watching them slowly turn, right? Oh, you won't win it all. We're seeing them slowly cover their bases to make sure that they have a few clips of them saying, well, actually, I like what they're doing. We've talked about that a lot, but those are the things that the Canes do, right? The tons of shots on goal, possessing the puck, aggressive on defense, two-way hockey from your forwards. Those are the things that their entire success or failure is built on. And going into a game like this, where I'm sure Washington will be throwing everything but the kitchen sink at you, you have to continue to be you. And then I threw in have a net front presence just because it's something that we all call for all the darn time. That was me sneaking one in there, right? It was literally 6 things on the list. 5 of them are like core tenets of what what the Canes do to beat the Caps. And then the last one I was just like, and I'm also asking for this. That's just, you won't notice it. Just do it anyway, and we'll be good. Stankoven is he's my guy because he tries. He gets in there and mixes it up in the net front. He's looking for deflections. That's my guy. There's like 9 different dudes that at some point in today's show I'm probably going to describe as my guy. Stankoven is definitely one of them. No disrespect to the others. I just can't pick them all. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We will continue to get to all of the things, all of the information, all the insights you need to be ready for Canes Caps Game 5 on the road in D.C. That game, by the way, right here on 99.9 The Fan. It is a 7 o'clock puck drop. There will be a 6 to 7 o'clock, that 6 o'clock hour, Storm Watch with Adam Gold, and we're taking you all the way up till 6. So you're in the right spot to get ready for Canes Caps Game 5. You're also in the right spot to learn about Maynard Service Company. Tim Donnelly here for Maynard Service Company. Talk about being able to do it all, the core tenets of what you are. Maynard Service Company, the core tenets: heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. They do it all. That's what they build off of. And obviously at different times a year, different of those move towards the forefront, right? Sometimes you need plumbing to step up. I would say that's probably around holidays where families all get together and maybe the toilets are being worked a bit more than you'd think, right? Normally there's 3 people in this house. Now there's 20. You don't want to have a backup. Maynard Service Company, taking care of your plumbing. This time of year, cooling maintenance. You're heading towards the hot months, heading towards the humid months here in North Carolina, and you want to get ahead of it, right? Don't wait for something, could have been avoided. Get on it now. Call Maynard Service Company, have them come out, give whatever maintenance work needs to be done to your cooling system, but also maybe a cleaning, maybe check it out, maybe just a survey so they know what they're working with. It's all happening right now all across the Triangle. They service the entire Triangle, and the number to call is 919-361-0993. Set yourself up for some cooling maintenance, 919-361-0993, or visit MaynorServices.com, MAYNOR Services.com, to see everything about their core tenants and everything else they can offer you. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Dave Doeren, head coach NC State football, seemingly for the first time this offseason, came out of the caves or wherever NC State football has been. Very private. Couldn't even watch the spring game. Came out of those caves, spoke to the media at ACC meetings. We have the audio coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
It's Hockey Night in Carolina Playoff Edition. It's Game 5 with Washington.
Walker shoots and scores! And it is a monster!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck Drop at 7.
It's Andrei Svechnikov with it. Bingo! The empty net magic!
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran, or a military family, we are all united this month to celebrate those who go above and beyond. As a credit union created for the military community, Navy Federal takes special care to ensure that our members feel celebrated and honored every day and every May. So from all of us at Navy Federal, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. T&Cs apply.
It's back. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale at the Carscott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards May 16th through the 18th. And it's bringing the largest inventory and deepest discount of the year. Save thousands off top brands. On-site financing to get you approved and on the water. Boats in stock and priced to move now. Test ride your boat at delivery. Get in a new boat or upgrade in time for summer. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale, May 16th through 18th at the Carscott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards.
Hi, I'm Marcy Bailey, and at Bailey's Fine Jewelry, we understand your concerns when it comes to buying an engagement ring. Am I paying too much? Am I getting a quality diamond? Will she love the ring? Rest assured, we prioritize your happiness as much as the exquisite diamonds we offer. That's why we provide unparalleled guarantees to give you peace of mind. First of all, we offer an incredible 30-day money-back guarantee. Secondly, with our unique 100-day price protection, We promise you'll get the best price, quality, and value. But if you find a better offer, we'll match it and give you 10% of the difference. But we don't stop there. We also offer an unprecedented lifetime diamond guarantee. It's our way of giving you confidence throughout all of your cherished moments. We've been locally owned since 1948 and voted the best jeweler year after year. At Bailey's, we're not just selling jewelry. We're providing a legacy of trust. We invite you to shop with us and experience the difference.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Now Hall all alone. In on Thompson. Hall scores! What a play! What a transition pass! And Taylor Hall puts Carolina back up by 2. It's 3-1.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Oh, we're revving the engines. We're darn sure pumping it up. Potential closeout Game 5. Carolina Hurricanes up 3-1 on Washington, playing in D.C.'s home arena tonight, 7 o'clock. In all of my excitement and anticipation about Game 5, I did fail in the first segment of the show to give you the tangible update that many of you are probably looking for. Jalen Chatfield is expected to be in the lineup for tonight's Game 5. He did not skate yesterday at practice before the Canes traveled to D.C., and he did tweak something. That's the wording we've been given at the end of Game 4, but it was just a day off yesterday to rest whatever was tweaked. It was not a indication of availability or anything like that. So Rod Brindamore did tell the media that and he actually, like, there wasn't an official morning skate, but Chatfield is out there and he is expected to be in the lineup for tonight, which I think is very good. I am a big fan of what Chatfield brings to the team. So there you go. It's the update. Nikishin skated in the practice yesterday, but slow your horses just a little bit. We'll let you know if we hear anything else. Let's talk Dave Doeren, shall we? Dave Doeren and NC State football have zagged when so many other in the triangle have zigged. And what I mean by that is Bill Belichick and UNC football, I mean, is in every periodical known, to tabloid to sports magazine to newspaper to blog to this to that. Can't go anywhere without hearing about Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson. Will Wade, head coach NC State basketball. Don't want to make that mistake. NC State basketball has been everywhere, right? He's been making promises of NCAA tournaments, and he's been trying to drum up conversation. Even something like Duke basketball or Duke football, right? They're still pushing their brands as they do so often. And then there's NC State football, who said, if everybody else wants the flash and the spotlight, let's go low-key. And they kind of went into the team-only submarine, right? Only in the locker room. They're not showing their spring game. They're not making or not emphasizing the splash transfer portal signings like a season ago when they had the five-star wide receiver and one of the top quarterbacks on the transfer portal, one of the top running backs in the transfer portal, and another top offensive lineman out of the transfer portal, and all of these things. They've gone low-key. Well, the ACC meetings have been going on the last few days, off-season meetings, in Amelia Island down there in Florida. Dave Doeren was in attendance, as many of the coaches are, and he actually spoke to the media. So the submarine surfaced for a day or two in the NC State off-season, and I thought we'd visit some of those comments. starting with Dave Doeren talking about the coaches believing there needs to be some changes with the portal. Here's the sound.
Everyone agreed unanimously that we should have one window. And like you said, because of academics and when some people start school in the wintertime, moving it more towards the spring favors some schools, keeping it at the end of the beginning of the semester favors some. But I think we were all very, very strong on just having one so that, you can figure out who your team is at the end of that and move forward. And having some flexibility in our spring practice schedule was a part of that too, so that based on where they place it in the calendar, we can get the guys, together and teach them the systems.
I don't like Dave Doeren, I think has been actually pretty darn good with ideas. He was one of the first that said, first that I heard, that said move the entire calendar up so you can have the national championship game finish and then the transfer portal open before second semesters get started, which I think is a fantastic idea. So he's been pretty good with that. What I will say is the biggest issue I have with those types of conversations, and it's, I think, going to be settled in the next 5 years here, roughly, there's no one representing the players. Right? I don't know if it's a union. I don't know if it's collectively bargained. I don't know if the players need to elect some kind of president. But the coaches are all in a room going, we unanimously think there should only be one transfer window and we should get to decide when it is. It's like, of course, but the players are going to be sitting there going, well, wait a second. If there's only a window right after the regular season and not after spring ball, then what if we think we deserve to be the starter and then after spring ball we're not, and we only have 1 year of eligibility left and we want to hit the portal to go spend that somewhere where we'll play? And what if you, quite frankly, lied to us during the one transfer portal window and then we find out that something else is true and we're just stuck in for the whole next year? Like, of course players are going to want more windows and coaches are going to want less. I'm surprised it wasn't unanimous that coaches said no transfer windows because why not? More from Dave Doeren. Let's look at the CJ Bailey comment here. CJ Bailey, the returning young quarterback who started post Grayson McCall injury last season. Here's Doran's look on the returning quarterback.
He's hard on himself, but not in a way where it gets in the way of him getting to the next play. He really wants to help the team win. I love his ownership and everything that he does. He's worked really hard this offseason in being a leader. It's the first time I've had a returning starter at quarterback in a while. So for me, it's been a lot of fun just because, normally in the spring, last 2 springs, we've had a new quarterback that was a transfer, and so you're trying to teach everything to him about your program. With CJ being a returning starter and one that played really well and has the respect of his teammates, his coaches, it's leadership that we're talking about and high-level learning instead of 175-pound guy that's trying to learn how to be in college. He's 210 pounds now. He looks great. He knows our offense. He's learning other things, intricate things about playing the position, about reading defenses, and talking about leadership. And so I'm thankful to have a returning starter at quarterback and really excited about what he's doing.
We talked about it almost immediately when the news broke that CJ had decided, can't even commit, signed. I don't know what the word is. When it became obvious that CJ Bailey was going to return to NC State for next year, I immediately went to how much fun this offseason was going to be for him. Because he was the dude, right? It's his job. You're not worried about competing. There's no awkwardness. He just gets to be the guy. Focus on getting bigger, which Dave Doeren just said he's 210, which is a big gaining from last year on a guy that was super skinny.
Yeah, like a wiry 185 or whatever it was.
And looked at times thinner than that. 210 is just massive for him. But on top of that, like, if he wants to throw, he calls the receivers and they go throw. If he wants to work out, if he wants to watch film, somebody's there. Like, it is so much fun for somebody that is a football diehard, which I assume any Power 5 quarterback is. That this offseason is just about getting better, leading, getting to know his teammates. It's so much fun, and as any coach will tell you, when you're having fun is when things are, the most successful. I'm jealous of CJ Bailey this offseason because having an offseason as the dude at a program like that with the receivers he has, and it's got everything you could ask for. And I assume a nice NIL check as well, which, I mean, that's new to me. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. In about an hour from now, we will be taking first goal score predictions. So start thinking about who you think will score the first goal for the Canes and in what period you think they will score it. We're talking Game 5 tonight. We'll open up the phone lines for official contestants at 4:33, so a little over an hour from now. We also have the Dean's List coming up, but before we do that, Dennis Cox has something he'd like to tell you about.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. You just heard us talking about things that are fun. You know, maybe it's playing in a postseason game. Maybe it's playing football and knowing that you're the number one guy. Something I know that's fun for me post-playing career, it's riding my motorcycle. I enjoy doing that. It's a fun way just to get out on the road, just kind of take your mind off stuff, just go and just sit back and enjoy the ride. But I also understand that there are risks. Like anything in life, there are definitely risks. And in being on a motorcycle, there are inherent risks because you don't have four walls in a crumple zone, four tires on the ground, everything to protect you. You're much more exposed. This is where Law Tigers comes in. I know if I'm injured in a motorcycle accident, this is something that you need to know as well. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, you call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, even before you contact your insurance company, because Law Tigers, they're riders too. They know what your bike is worth, they know what your gear is worth, and they understand, being motorcycle riders themselves, what you're going through after an accident. That's why your case evaluation with them is always free, and they don't get paid until your case settles. So again, contact 1-800-LAW-TIGERS if you've been in a motorcycle accident. And if you've been in an accident, always seek medical care. That's something that always is going to factor in down the line when it comes to your case. So again, contact 1-800-LAW-TIGERS before you contact your insurance company. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, looks towards the Dean's List, a PGA Championship update taking place at Quail Hollow, and, of course, more Canes caps. Coming up next, don't go anywhere.
It's bow time. Yep, it's eating time again. Now you could unload groceries, chop, dice, mince, preheat, heat, slap around the smoke detector, and then celebrate with a big old pile of dishes. But if you're tired of cooking, or tired of sorta cooking, it's time to feed the whole family with Bojangles Fried Chicken Family Meal. With Bojangles' famous chicken, fixins, biscuits, and tea, you can forget the cookbook and spend some well-earned quality time with a delicious dinner from Bojangles. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing for some of that bodacious Bojangles flavor. Satisfy your craving for flavor and your passion for boneless chicken with Bojangles 4-piece Supremes Dinner. 4 perfectly seasoned Cajun fried whole breast tenderloin fillets. Choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and Bojangles legendary iced tea. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $100 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.35 to 4.58. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Is your whole home operating at peak performance? With Newcomb & Company, your independent Trane dealer, proudly serving our community for over 70 years. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs, including repairs and replacements for faucets, toilets, piping, garbage disposals, water heaters, drain cleaning, and more. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
Out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is A+ rated by the BBB and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Their service is off the charts. Call now to start the conversation. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760. Get debt relief now. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781 on approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
When you think of hot, you might think about the tragic time you ate too much wasabi. Or about getting into your car on a summer day when it feels more like stepping into a sauna. But heat can work in your favor, like during Verizon Red Hot Deal Days. Get hundreds of hot deals on all your favorites, like iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence, Apple Watch Series 10, and iPad, on any plan. Only until May 28th for new and existing customers. Offer available on My Plan. Only at Verizon.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
The Body Armor State Games are coming this June to Greensboro. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
Now Washington with a chance on the backhand, and a save made by Mr. Anderson early on that as McMichael got free.
Great save, moving one way, low save the other.
This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is Canes Caps Game 5 day. I don't know if that's a holiday where you're from, but I like to celebrate it. Canes can eliminate the Caps today, advance to the Eastern Conference Finals for the third time in 7 years if they do so, with loftier goals still on the table. So that's all happening tonight, 7 o'clock. You can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. And I would encourage you, by the way, just because I'm kind of frustrated by how often I hear that some of you are frustrated. If you don't like the national broadcasters on the TV coverage, mute the old TV, stream 99.9 The Fan, and you can go right back to having Mike Maniscalco and Trip Tracy taking you through the action. Just go ahead and sync up the audio with the video, and you're good to go. Right? It's when everyone, I don't like the way the national media talks about it. All right, well, you don't have to listen. You can choose. Just throwing that out there. It's an option for you.
That's why we're here, folks.
That's
why we're here.
It is possible. Use your smart speaker. You can use your phone. You can connect it up to the Bluetooth. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. I can't come in and program the tech in your house, but I can tell you that it will be right here on 99.9 The Fan. Also, right here on 99.9 The Fan, we have the Dean's List. Let's put class in session. This is where we highlight those that deserve a little extra praise, a few extra accolades in the college sports world, because we are right here in what I consider the mecca, the epicenter of college sports, the Triangle in North Carolina. I'll get us started. Just this afternoon, Max Johnson, the starting quarterback in the opener for UNC last year, posted a video of him doing some summer work, taking drops, play action drops, moving, cutting. This dude had a pretty catastrophic injury. In hockey terms, lower body.
Yeah, broken femur.
In the opener. Yes. That's what I love about hockey. It's just lower body injury. It could be a twisted ankle, could be a broken femur, in which he couldn't travel back with the team from Minnesota because he had to stay in the hospital out there. But the video he posted with the caption, "Summertime work getting closer." I mean, he might not be moving the smoothest he's ever moved, but you wouldn't have guessed that he had a pretty darn bad injury less than a year ago. So I always like highlighting guys that are rehabbing their tails off, because it's not a fun thing to do. Back to the Dean's List. Speaking of UNC, Brandon Faber, the former Bears PR guy that UNC football or UNC athletics hired, and immediately turned to Bill Belichick's entire vibe from messy tabloid to Bill Belichick Super Bowl winning coach in like 2 days. Whatever you're charging, double it, Brandon Faber. It's been a good day for your PR consulting resume. Dennis, do you have some Dean's List you'd like to hit?
I don't.
Okay, perfect. I just have one more. And this is because this is what we were told we had to celebrate. Stanford women's water polo. Remember when Stanford and Cal were brought into the ACC?
Yeah.
And we looked around and went, well, you know, the men's basketball, the football, maybe not the best program. And what did everybody say? But the Olympic sports.
But everything else?
Oh, the 3,700 other sports. Stanford is they're going to Stanford women's water polo. NCAA champions. 10th time they've been NCAA women's water polo champions. Third in the last 4 seasons. Juliette Doeren, apologize if I mispronounced that, scored 3 goals as they won that NCAA championship. So, sure, do they bring, a ton of eyeballs to football? Did Cal have their entire running back room transfer out within 24 hours of each other? It's not great over there. Did Stanford just have to fire their coach and panic hire Frank Reich for a year? Yeah. But the Olympic sports, everybody. You get women's water polo national championships.
Hey, natties are natties, man.
Stanford has a billion of them.
Yeah, they do.
Is natty a natty?
Yes.
When it comes to the business of expansion of conferences, I don't know if a Stanford women's water polo does the same as like a football national championship for the health of your conference.
Much rather have a full trophy case than an empty one.
If you keep them all in the same trophy case.
Yeah.
I imagine the football facility is a little bigger than the water polo facility.
Yeah, it might be, but they have a lot of empty trophy cases.
True. I mean, I'm not comparing the success. I'm comparing the business importance. Which, when you're expanding conferences, let's be real. College sports became a business a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, it's been a business for decades.
And when you're expanding your conference, it's as much a business decision as it is like let's win one for the old alma mater. So anyway, there's the Dean's List. Shout out to the Stanford women's water polo team and Juliette Doeren. Class dismissed. Going on as we speak, PGA Championship right here in the state of North Carolina, Quail Hollow up in the Charlotte area. Listen to 99.9 The Fan all weekend long for coverage of the PGA Championship. Here's the current leaderboard presented by Wilson Country Club. Not the most star-studded top of the leaderboard as it stands right now. Ryan Gerard, who is a Raleigh native and played his college golf at the University of North Carolina, leads everybody. He's 5 under par.
Okay, let's go.
In the clubhouse. I could lie to you and say I've known about Ryan Gerard a long time. He is a surprise to be up there, and I don't think was on anyone's dark horse list, but he's leading the way. So congratulations, Ryan. Tied for second, a whole bunch of golfers. Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, Alex Smalley, Stefan Yeager, Aaron Rye, all at 4 under par. I mean, it doesn't get a lot more star-studded, even tied for 7th in the next group at 3 under par. It's Alex Noren, JT the Postman Poston, Ryo Hisatsune, Nico Echevarria. There's finally a major championship winner with Matt Fitzpatrick, Rasmus Højgaard, Keegan Bradley, another major champion. So there's not a superstar-studded leaderboard at the top.
Cam Davis is 4 under as well.
Wake Forest guy,
Yep.
Cam Davis. J.J. Spawn, Adam Scott, another major championship winner. The top of the big names would be Scotty Scheffler, who's in the clubhouse at 2 under par, tied for 18th. But I know everyone wants to know about Rory. He's a smooth tied for 123rd at 3 over par. Justin Thomas, who talks some trash on the course, tied for 123rd, 3 over par.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's one of those. John Rahm tied for 27th in the clubhouse at 1 under par. The course is taking some names out there. But if you want the big star-studded Sunday, the good news is most of the people at the top of the leaderboard you would think are catchable. If Rory or one of these guys goes supernova for 8 holes and plays it 7 under, they could be right back in the mix. You don't really see, and no disrespect to Ryan Gerard or anyone else up there, you don't really see them running away with it. So there's opportunities to come on back.
And there's a lot of guys who are so early in their round, like Victor Hovland's 1 under through 6. Max Homa's 1 under through 9. So you never know, by the end of the day, those guys might be 3 or 4 under.
Correct. And there are some guys that are literally like 2 holes in, like all the way back. So we'll see. PGA has just a massive field because they do allow so many of those PGA pros from around the country that qualify to make it on in there. So there's a lot of golf left to be played. Open Championship, PGA Championship, I should say. Updates on 99.9 The Fan are teed up by Wilson Country Club. Experience the rich history of this must-play course. Wilson Country Club. What do we have now? We're moving on. Oh, yes. That little game that's going to be playing tonight. All right, what do we have next? Canes at Capitals, Game 5. Right, I've said at the beginning, today is as good a day as any to end the Capitals season on their home ice. The last one, and we said this earlier, but I want to dive in a little bit further. The last one in the series is always the hardest. It's always the biggest mountain to climb. It's you get the best shot from the other team, whatever they've had in their playbook. They're pulling out all the stops. Look at the Devils series is a perfect example. What was it? The first win for the Canes was 4-1, right? Dominant. Had us saying, if this goes more than 5 after that game, something's wrong. There was a 3-1 win. There was a 5-2 win. Those are the first 3 wins in the Devils series. And then the fourth, 5-4 in double overtime. Like, you really had to earn that one, right? The Devils, and it was the guys we know. It was Pesce was out there just pulling every wily old trick he had for the Devils. And the Canes had to earn it, and they did. And they finished it with the one late. You have to play and match the opposing team's desperation. That's part of the reason why the cliche is closeout games are the hardest. Andrei Svechnikov, who's had a great postseason, spoke to the media yesterday, and he echoed that the closeout games are often the hardest. Sometimes playing the audio of the closeout ones are the hardest. Is the hardest audio to play. So Dennis, you can work on that. We'll keep it moving here on air. You have to match their desperation is the overall point. And now I'm getting the thumbs up, so let's go ahead and get a little overtime period, but we have the audio. Let's hear it.
Yeah, obviously, kind of it's going to be hard, and you said it, but, last game was crucial for them as well and for us as well. So I think every game kind of hard game, but obviously, like you said, it's going to be more physical, more harder for us, but we're ready to go. We know it's not going to be easy for us.
You have to match whatever intensity the Caps bring. Talking around the office here, there was just as far as expectations go. Canes fan talks to me in the hallway. Says, did you notice? This is just like a fan's observation. Did you notice that play in Game 4 when Martinook put Tom Wilson on his behind? I was like, of course, it was a huge turning point, right? Led right to the goal right after. It was a massive play in the game. Their observation was, did it seem like Wilson didn't react the way you would expect Wilson to react? He just kind of stood up and went along with his game. There was even if he doesn't think it was a dirty hit, Tom Wilson stands up throwing some kind of a hissy fit. And I was like, yeah, actually, you're kind of right. Like, I actually think, and I've said this on the air, Tom Wilson was I don't think he was in a good spot from his, extracurriculars. I think he played really good hockey in Game 4, but the stuff that he's normally good at, between or after the whistles and the mental game, I thought he was not good. I thought the trash talk was bad. I thought he didn't capitalize on moments to rev up his team. I thought he wasn't good at that kind of stuff. And we had that brief conversation in the hallway, and then the person I was talking to goes, yeah, I wouldn't expect that in Game 5. And I was like, yeah, good point. Right? I would expect him to be more on with that, which means, especially in their building, if you take a big hit or if you deliver a big hit, they're going to try to do what they have to do to keep their crowd involved. This is not the friendly confines of the Lenovo Center where I love the Canes fans for this, but if you possess the puck in the offensive zone for a long time, you get a good pop Like,
yeah, you do.
If you kill a penalty, you get a massive pop. Like, you get that, I call it artificial juice. Like, you almost don't even have to get yourself fired up, because if you make a good play of any variety, Canes fans know what's going on, and they give you their energy. Like, here, I'll lend you my hype. Up there, they're going to be getting that boost, and you have to be prepared to bring your own energy to match. And it's funny. So today, or actually it was yesterday, got to get my timelines right. Doesn't change the story at all. Yesterday, there was all the news about Nikishin skating at practice, right? And it was because Chatfield got the day off, which, for those of you just tuning in, Rod Brindamore kind of insinuated heavily that there's going to be no changes to the lineup. Chatfield skated this morning. He's going to be in the lineup. You would expect Nikishin to be a healthy scratch. In all of the conversation about people getting excited that Nikishin skated in practice yesterday, I just put out a quick little observation saying, I know everyone's excited about Nikishin, but in the process, please don't underrate Chatfield, right? Because what he does, I think, is super valuable and shouldn't be overlooked, even though he's not, the biggest name and he was a former undrafted guy. I basically just said, like, just because you're excited about Nikishin, don't forget about Chatfield, and don't go, don't be too excited that he was skating at practice, because basically that means Chatfield wasn't. And this was before we knew fully that Chatfield was going to play today. And a lot of responses to what I said, which I appreciate. A lot of them in full favor of Chatfield. Just love that guy. You're right. I don't underrate him. He's my favorite player. Got a lot of that. Got a lot of excitement about Nikishin. And then there was a third group that was basically saying, no, I want to see Nikishin because I love Chatfield so much. I want Chatfield to be 100% healthy for next round. So if he needs the rest, if he needs a little bit of a time off to get to 100% for whoever you're going to face in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's why I want to see Nikishin. And I get the logic, and I support 100% that if Chatfield is injured, don't play him, right? Like that makes all the sense in the world. But also, that's the exact kind of thinking that makes you lose Game 5. When you're like, oh, well, we're already planning for being healthy in the next round, is a really dangerous thought process. Obviously not for us or the fans.
It's no guarantee.
Like, fans think whatever you want, but that can't infiltrate the team, the facility, like, at all. Right? I think that kind of thinking, it's really easy to do from the outside. Of like, well, we're already planning on getting ready for the next series, and you're 75% of the way to winning this series. Like, you got a whole nother, you got to win 4 games. You've won 3. You got a whole nother game, and winning in the postseason is tough. So my thought is this. When it comes to Chatfield, when it comes to the Nikishin thing, when it comes to, really, we could back this up and just generically talk about like hockey players at this point in the season. You have to know the difference between hurt and injured. Hurt, you play. Injured means the pain or the physical limitations make it so you are hurting your team by being out there, and you have to know the difference. Hurt is, it might hurt, but I can give you everything I got, and I'll be effective. Injured is, there's something holding me back. The backup will be better for the team than me. You have to know the difference there. If you're hurt and you can play, I don't care if you want rest. I don't care if it's going to prevent you from being 100% next round. The most important thing for the Canes right now is winning tonight. Win tonight. Remove all doubt, right? Because think about it, like if you're a fan of rest for the Eastern Conference Finals, think about it like this. You put your best guys out there, you win tonight, everybody rests. You take it lightly, you start thinking, you start looking ahead, you start overlooking tonight's game because you're looking at the series that who's it going to be? Toronto? Who's it going to be? The Panthers? They scored 1 billion goals yesterday. If you're doing too much of that, nobody rests because you're going to be playing a Game 6. Even if you're confident, like, oh, even if we lose tonight, we'll win Game 6 at home, that's just another day. That's another game that you are not getting ready for the next series.
Yeah, that's another game you got to ramp up, get your body going, all that stuff.
The most important thing you can do is win tonight, and that is not to be overlooked, not to be taken for granted. And I will say this. I'm kind of making this real dramatic, and that's just because that's my nature on air. I don't think anyone in the Canes is doing anything that I just described. This is 7 straight years of winning a postseason series. 6 of them you've won a postseason series and not hoisted the cup. I don't think anybody got to this point and is starting to take anything for granted. If anything, they know exactly what they're playing for, and they know exactly one game can derail everything. One play, right? They are locked in, and I think that's really good for them. Even the new guys, right? Even the new guys. Taylor Hall, a perfect example, right? You want to talk about a guy who maybe at one point in his career just thought, this is going to be awesome. I'm just going to keep winning. I'm going to keep having success. Just the arrow is always up. After what he's been through, you think he doesn't appreciate every opportunity in the postseason? Here's Taylor Hall earlier today about being in the playoff hunt again.
Playoff hockey, it really is the best because I find it's the best because you don't have to get motivated for it. The motivation's there. Coming on the road, staying in the same hotel for a few days. We have the lounge here. We watch all the playoff games. We go to dinner. Just all of it. And then the hockey itself, the atmosphere in Carolina, and then coming into a road city and finding a way to get a win and quiet them. All of that is just a lot of fun. So when I look back at my last couple of years, I did, 7 months of rehab last year on my knee. Pretty isolated at times, and now this year starting in Chicago and not really enjoying hockey as much as I would have liked to, and then coming here and really finding that joy and being on a good team and a team that has a goal, an ultimate goal has been a lot of fun.
That is a guy that understands you don't take anything for granted. And the guys that have been around a long time, they understand it because they've been heartbroken at the end of their postseason runs each and every time. I think this team, and they've passed every test that's been put in front of them from a mindset standpoint throughout this postseason. I think they'll do so again tonight. I think they'll show up in the right mindset, ready to lock in, ready to metaphorically, but emphatically drain the life from the Caps' eyes.
By the way, Taylor Hall, this is only the 6th time in his whole career that he's been in the playoffs.
Wow.
6th. Like Sebastian Aho has been in the playoffs more times than Taylor Hall has.
In the last 7 seasons, he's been in the postseason more than Taylor Hall's been in his career.
And Taylor Hall, he's only been into the second round 3 times of the 6. He's never gotten past this round to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's the thing, is like the journey that guy's been on to get there, because when he got drafted by Edmonton stunk. Like they were bad, like bad.
And we could go one by one. You could look at Burns in a different way. 20 some odd years, no cups, right? You could go down every single player on the roster, maybe outside of like Orlov, because he kind of has won one recently. But like Jordan Staal, he won one, but it was a long time ago. And the amount of time he's put in Carolina, it is. He knows the ups and downs of it, right? This one would mean something completely different to the last one he won somewhere else. We don't have to give them the proper nameage. No. There's like every player on that roster, if you go through, I don't think anybody is taking anything for granted here. All the way back to Freddie and Pipes.
Oh, yeah.
From forward to the center, winger, no matter defense, you call them all, including Rod and the coaching staff. They're going to be locked in, and if Washington is going to beat them, they're going to have to beat them, is kind of what I'm getting at here. They're not going to get a half-hearted attempt because, we're up 3-1 and we're on the road. If Washington's going to beat them, they're going to have to beat them.
Carolina, if they quiet the crowd early, they jump all over them, the crowd's going to feel it. They're going to tense up. The players for Washington are going to feel it. And guess what? Make Washington feel the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you have to win this. We don't have to. You have to. Make them feel the pressure.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9. The Fan kind of turned into a pregame speech there for a little bit. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9. The Fan. How about a preseason speech for the Panthers from Xavier Leggett? Apparently their star. The schedules were released in full yesterday. There were videos. What did we learn about the Panthers? Stick around.
Need more Stanley Cup chatter, Canes fans? Listen afternoons at 12:15 and 4:15 for our Cup Check-In. Served up by Carolina Ale House. Adam Gold talks with hockey's best, past and present, bringing you the latest insight on the chase for Lord Stanley's Cup. It's the Cup Check-In on 99.9 The Fan. Served up by Carolina Ale House. Come to Carolina Ale House Cary for away game watch parties throughout the playoffs, or visit carolinaalehouse.com/Canes.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. We're close to crowning a hockey champion, and when I'm not calling playoff games around the country, the first thing I do when I'm back in the Triangle is head to Buffalo Brothers. The best wings on the planet, and a great place to watch all the big games. Visit all 5 Triangle locations for great specials, like half-price pizzas, Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6, and a $6 Bloody Mary on Sunday. Dine in, carry out, get it delivered. BuffBrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
Are you ready for a global summer showdown? Thursday, June 19th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Football legends collide at the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. Inter Miami and FC Porto. Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba taking on Diogo Costa and Rodrigo Mora. Don't miss your chance to be part of history. Grab your tickets now at FIFA.com/tickets.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's back. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale at the Car Scott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards May 16th through the 18th. And it's bringing the largest inventory and deepest discount of the year. Save thousands off top brands. On-site financing to get you approved and on the water. Boats in stock and priced to move now. Test ride your boat at delivery. Get in a new boat or upgrade in time for summer. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale, May 16th through 18th at the Car Scott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. We are looking at a toasty afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90, feeling like mid-90s with the heat index. Also, a chance for scattered showers and storms starting late this afternoon into the evening. It's a level 1 and 2 risk for severe storms and a WRAL weather alert day. Overnight, we drop down into the mid-60s, and tomorrow will be even hotter. The heat index in the afternoon in the upper 90s, with highs in the mid-90s, some of the hottest feeling days we've seen so far this year.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 271 points to 42,322. Market update brought to you by the Body Armor State Games. The Body Armor State Games are coming this June to Greensboro. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are officially in the 4 o'clock hour, which does mean we will be soliciting, requesting first goal scorer predictions in this hour at 4:33 to be specific. We'll be asking for your first goal scorer predictions. Who will score the first goal for the Canes, and in what period will they score it? If you call in and get it correct, both parts of that answer, you will win an Apex Racing Lab gift certificate. 4:33 is the time, so keep your dialing fingers ready for that one.
We're already getting predictions online, by the way.
I love it. We're getting them on social media, on Twitter as well. Yep. I believe we have them for Paul Ihander, who hosts Next Up. We have them for Adam Gold, who hosts the Adam Gold Show. So we'll pass all those along to you once we get to first.
Max Gorin.
We have Max Gorin.
Yep.
Producer Max. Is he going to be there tonight?
No. So if we know they lose tonight, I'm just saying we'll know. We know why.
They're undefeated with him in attendance, correct?
Yes.
And he went up to Washington for game 1.
Yeah.
In which the Canes won, and then he flew home before game 2.
Yep.
So maybe producer Max shouldn't have been around for first goal scorer predictions, kicking around the office, and instead should have been hoofing it up there to D.C.
I know.
Get a bicycle. Start 2 days ago.
Set up Dundon. We'll get him on a private jet.
There we go. Yeah, somebody's got to be going down there. If they lose, you might start having people just go, all right, we're going to the game and we're bringing Max. Who's Max? Don't ask. We just need to bring him. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is football at 4 time. So the Panthers revealed their schedule, as did everyone else in the NFL, yesterday at 8. We already knew most of it, but the official release was at 8 p.m. I don't know when this became a thing. It has to be within the last 5 years. Schedule releases have become some kind of a comedy skit competition between all of the teams that reveal their schedules in funny ways. They use I saw ready for this, Buffalo went with a pun where the GM asked Josh Allen, how should we reveal the schedule? And Josh Allen said, just use AI. That's what everybody does. So then they cut to the GM having Allen Iverson reveal the schedule.
Oh, that's well done.
Just a well-placed pun. There's Minecraft from the Chargers. There's jokes. There's all this stuff. The Panthers decided to make Xavier Legette the comedic centerpiece, with the joke being, right, he's famous for his accent and kind of being difficult to understand if you're not familiar with his South Carolina upbringing. And they made the joke that that's not actually how he talks. He is like a Rhodes Scholar British accent speaker of Shakespearean eloquence, but he wanted to be an NFL player, so he thought a Southern accent would help, was kind of the big bit. Either Xavier Legette is going to be a star in the NFL, or this offseason is not going to make a lot of sense looking back on it 5 years from now. The man is everywhere. He's having a famous offseason. He's the center of the schedule reveal. He was representing the entire NFL, not just the Panthers, the NFL at the Kentucky Derby as their social correspondent. Everything he does goes viral. He's kind of a star without having yet produced any star production in the NFL level. So either the Panthers are promoting it because they know something and they're just like, yeah, wait till you see what he can do. He was hurt last year. Or we're going to look back on this time and go, remember when they tried to make Xavier Legette a thing? As he signs his third one-year contract with somebody else, as he becomes Marquez Valdez-Scantling or something. That's what we're looking at here. I hope it's the former, right? I hope that the reason the Panthers are promoting this guy so much is because they know something we don't, and that's that he's about to explode opposite of Teteroa McMillan. Everything else going on with the schedule, we already knew the opponents, right? So that wasn't news yesterday. We learned the order of the games, we learned the times of the games, and we learned if there were any international or primetime games. No international games for the Panthers. They did get one primetime game, a Monday nighter, late November 24th against the Niners. Dave Canales, the head coach, spoke to the media today kind of in reaction to the schedule. This is Dave Canales on having a primetime game scheduled for this year.
I just love the opportunities to be able to play those types of games. There's a couple of extra cameras, and you get to play under the lights playing against a great opponent. And those are the types of games that we need, to become who we are. And the challenge is to go on the road, go across the country, and really feel the high stakes games. As we build this and we compete to win the division, the hope is that we are working ourselves into the mentality of like, this is another game. We go about our preparation and our work the same way, so that we can go out there and just play our best.
Dave Canales is nothing if not consistent.
I feel great about playing football right now.
Hey, so did you hear, Dave, the schedule came out yesterday. You have to play the AFC All-Stars on the dark side of the moon, and you're going to be playing.
I feel great about playing football right now.
You're going to be playing on 2 days rest, and most of your team is suspended. This is an opportunity for, we've been practicing on playing in the dark, completely no light. So this is a good time for us to show what we've been working on. Our backups are actually excited for the opportunity with everyone suspended. He is nothing if not consistent. He was asked about the early road schedule. I do think, right, as the schedule comes out, there's, I think, only really two things that you can take from it. You already knew your opponents. You already knew most of it. I think who you're playing in like the opener in the first month matters because you get to see like how your season will get rolling. And I think the days rest and travel and those sort of things are things you pay attention to. 3 of the first 4 games for the Canes. This first time. I went over an hour before making the Panthers-Canes mistake today. The first month of the season, first 4 games for the Panthers, includes 3 games on the road, including opening at Jacksonville and then the next week at Arizona. Dave Canales talked about the road games early in the year.
I just always look at road games as an opportunity for us to grow. I think the thing that people miss that happens when you do travel is you become closer as a team. You're all in the hotel. We're not going to our own beds, at night, kind of leading into the game. And so you travel together. You're in the hotel together. The meetings, the in-betweens, guys will go find dinner, right before our night meetings. And so, I've always seen those opportunities as a chance for us to bond and kind of grow closer. The fact that it happens early in the season is a good thing. As we figure out who we are, we're going to have the core of what we're doing from an X's and O's standpoint, but we're going to see our team emerge, and to go and play in somebody else's stadium, we talk to the guys like, hey, we're all we got. We're all we need. This is our group right here. And you got to stay together. The energy has to come from our bench for the guys playing and to support each other that way.
Goodness, he is optimistic and consistent. I mean, he went into, you start with 3 of your first 4 games on the road with a team with a lot of new, and you want to get off on a good start. How do you feel? The players get to go to dinner together. We're not sleeping in our own beds. How could you get better than this? We have meetings together. At home, I guess we have our meetings by Zoom. I don't like, there's Dave Canales. It's the funny part is when he was hired and this vibe was presented, I did have the thought on like, is this really who he is or is this who he thinks he should be? Because he came up under Pete Carroll, who really is that kind of like energy, high, optimistic. I was like, is he thinking this is what a head coach is, or is this exactly what he is as a person? It is, what are we, a year later? It is exactly who he is. He did not falter or slip up once. First month of the season, again, I think you care about the opponents. I think you care about the travel. They play at Jacksonville, at Arizona, versus Atlanta, at New England. It seems like as far as the story goes, what the bloggers will blog about, seems like a lot of cool wide receiver matchups for Teteroa and McMillan. McMillan versus Hunter, right? The 2 first wide receivers drafted are going to match up against each other in the first game. Teteroa versus Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Couple of 6'4" wide receivers taken in the top 10 in back-to-back years. At versus Atlanta, first home game. It's Teteroa McMillan versus Drake London. If you paid attention to the pre-draft stuff, the most often comped player for Teteroa McMillan was probably Drake London. Similar body type, similar route running style. But the reality is those guys are never going to be on the field together except for Travis Hunter, but that's a different beast. Like McMillan isn't going to have to cover Harrison Jr. He's not going to have to cover London. He's not going to have to cover Hunter. That's going to fall on Michael Jackson Jr. That's going to have to fall on whoever plays free safety, in addition to Trayvon Merrick at strong safety, likely, maybe free. We'll see how that plays out. and J.C. Horn and Damani Richardson or Shaw Smith Wade, that first month, particularly those first 3 games, Trevor Lawrence looking for Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, Kyler Murray looking for Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Penix looking for Drake London and the running backs out of the backfield and everybody else they have in that offense. That young secondary for the Panthers, young might not even be the right way. That kind of 50% secondary, I don't know how to describe this because I trust J.C. Horn, I trust Merrick, and then the other 2 less trust, I guess would be the way to say it. The other 2 are going to be tested in a big way in the first 3 weeks of the season. If you come out of those first 3 games and you don't want to tear your hair out watching the secondary, I think that's a really good indicator for the rest of the season. If you come out of those first 3 games and you've been burnt for 100 yards and a touchdown from each of those 3 big-name wide receivers, you're going to look around and go, Bryce, you better score a lot of points. And Bryce, we might have to win a couple 35-31s. We might have to win a couple 38s, 35s. You know what I'm getting at here. So that's what we'll learn early. Other than that, who they play, and so much can change by like week 8, right? One injury in a team that you were terrified of at this point is not scary at all. Or one glow up in a team that you thought penciled in as a win, well, we might have to go earn that one. It is a different beast. Just, yesterday's world is not today's world, or vice versa. Tomorrow's world is not today's world. Where's Doc Brown? I need to get my time travel right.
Sounds like a Doctor Who episode.
There you go. The drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I don't want to time travel, though, because today's Game 5 day, and I don't want to fast forward or have to wait longer. I want to enjoy this one. The drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. You know what? If we did have a time machine, that one of the things I think we'd all use it for is to either fast forward or rewind so we can get our mortgage at the exact rate we're looking for. Right? If I had a time machine, I'm not paying anything above like 2.125 interest, right? Bring me back to those days. Unfortunately, we don't have a time machine. What we do have is the no-cost loan from Miller Lending. And what that allows us to do is keep some cash in our pocket while taking advantage of a volatile market, right? No closing costs means no closing costs. No costs, no fees, no third-party fees, no surcharge, whatever you want to call them. None of it. And what that allows you to do is lock in your mortgage now, keep the money in your pocket for the costs and fees, which may help you with a rate that or a monthly payment that's a little bit higher than you'd like because of the high rates right now. Ride that out, and if rates drop a half point, boom, refinance. No cost, no fees, no money out of your pocket. If they drop a full point, boom, refinance. No cost, no fees, no cash out of your pocket. It's not a time machine, but it's the next best thing. It's a no closing cost loan from Miller Lending and our guy, Gordon Miller. The number to call, 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or you can visit them online at millerlending.com. Once again, that's millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146. Now we'll take that break. We still have first goal scorer predictions coming up and a cup check-in. Adam Gold with the cup check-in presented by Carolina Ale House. We'll tell you who he checked in with. Coming up next. Stick around.
Golf's second major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover the PGA Championship from Quail Hollow. Find out if Xander Schauffele can go back-to-back in Charlotte.
Xander Schauffele, the winner of the 106th PGA Championship.
Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates and every big moment through the presentation of the Wanamaker Trophy. Coverage of the PGA Championship on 99.9 The Fan is teed up by Wilson Country Club. Experience the rich history of this must-play course.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
It's bow time. Yep, it's eating time again. Now you could unload groceries, chop, dice, mince, preheat, heat, slap around the smoke detector, and then celebrate with a big old pile of dishes. But if you're tired of cooking, or tired of sorta cooking, it's time to feed the whole family with Bojangles Fried Chicken Family Meal. With Bojangles' famous chicken, fixins, biscuits, and tea, you can forget the cookbook and spend some well-earned quality time with a delicious dinner from Bojangles. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing for some of that bodacious Bojangles flavor. Satisfy your craving for flavor and your passion for boneless chicken with Bojangles 4-piece Supremes Dinner. 4 perfectly seasoned Cajun fried whole breast tenderloin fillets. Choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and Bojangles legendary iced tea. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Now Svechnikov comes in off the draw, and he scores! Off the face-off! Carolina strikes first. It's 1-0 Hurricanes.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Canes, Caps, Game 5 tonight. First goal scorer predictions, 14 minutes from now. Start thinking if you haven't done so already. Who's going to score the first goal for the Canes? Who's going to start them off? Who's going to take the lid off the goal in Game 5? And in what period are they going to score it? We'll open up the phone lines for your predictions at 4:33. If you don't get through on the phone lines, or you just want to participate without I don't know why you would want this, without the possibility of the Apex Racing Lab gift card, you can always just comment on our YouTube live stream, 99.9 The Fan on YouTube. Search for it, live stream ongoing. If you go in the comments, you can leave a name and a period, right? Just player, period. If it were 06, Eric Stahl in the first would be a pretty good one. That's kind of what we're looking for. And we'll have 3 official contestants, and if they get it right, one of them gets it right, they'll get an Apex Racing Lab gift certificate. 4:33 for first goal scorer predictions. Right now, for the Cup check-in with Adam Gold, presented by Carolina Ale House. Obviously an away game tonight, so Carolina Ale House in Cary has the away game watch party, as they have and will have throughout the playoffs. Carolina Ale House in Cary for away game watch parties. Today's Cup check-in with Adam Gold. He is joined by Greg Wyshynski, ESPN hockey writer. Here's Adam and Greg.
What has been the difference through 4 games, you think?
Smothering Carolina defense, puck possession, Freddie Anderson, take your pick. It's the moment for me that really kind of encapsulates the series was probably last game when the Capitals had that 4-minute power play and can't even enter the zone. When you're able to do that against this Capitals team, then it's pretty obvious that you've got this thing well in hand. And look, I think there's a very good chance we could actually push this thing to 6.
Yeah.
But then, obviously probably ends there with the way the Carolinas played on home ice. But, just the ability for this team to roll 4 lines, 3 D pairings, know what you're getting out of all of them, and play the kind of defensive game that they've been known to play in the playoffs against the Capitals team that, has some pop to it, but not necessarily a high level of offensive depth, I think has been the story in the series.
It's funny. Spencer Carberry mentioned that if we don't have a lead, we don't have a type of team that can just come back and score goals. And I'm not saying he's wrong, but weren't they second in the NHL in goals?
They were, and I don't think he's. I think he's right to a point.
Right.
and the point is that I think this team has enough offense to come back against a lot of teams. But when you're playing Carolina and they smother the life out of you defensively, you can just kind of feel the air come out of a team like the Capitals when they don't get the lead. And in those games in Carolina, they don't get the lead, and you can just kind of feel. You almost look at these guys and it looks like they're staring up at Everest, right? It is a tough thing to begin with to try to score a goal against this Carolina team. It's even tougher when they can get to their structure and know that they've got a little bit of cushion on the scoreboard. So I know what he's saying, and I think he wouldn't necessarily be saying it if they were playing the Leafs. But it certainly feels like a first goal wins kind of series against Carolina.
Carolina's got 16 different players with a scoring point in this series. 16. I think Washington's got 8. Carolina's got a dozen players with at least 2 points in the series. And the big guys haven't really popped. I mean, Andre's got 2 goals. One of them is an empty net goal. But Sebastian Aho doesn't have a goal in the series. Yeah. Carolina is doing it all across the lineup.
It's their blessing and their curse, right? I mean, we were talking to Aho about this because, at the end of the day, they remain that team that traded for Gensel and traded for Rantanen for a reason, which is that they can roll 4 and get good offense out of 4. And then when it comes to a extremely tightly played conference final series against someone like Florida, you need a star to step up. You need a scorer to step up. You need someone to make a play. And the problem is that when you are, depending on your offense to come from your depth, sometimes that depth doesn't always deliver, and you need your star to deliver. Right. And they know that, and that's why they made those deals. So, Aho said the right things, which is that, we're confident in our offense. We get scoring throughout the lineup and everything else. But, that's kind of your fear about this team right now, is that even with the way that they're playing, they're still that same team that, looking ahead to next round, is going to need a hero, is going to need someone to score an overtime goal or something like that. And that's what they've not gotten in any season under Rod to then advance to play for the Cup.
That once again, the Cup check-in with Adam Gold, presented by Carolina Ale House. Adam checked in with Greg Wyshynski, ESPN hockey writer. That's who was giving the insight into not just the first 4 games of the series, but obviously tonight. All of it presented by Carolina Ale House. Carolina Ale House in Cary is your spot for away game watch parties throughout the playoffs, which obviously tonight an away game. So away game watch parties, Carolina Ale House in Cary. Dennis, let's quickly run through a little ladder challenge, shall we? Because I'm a little giddy by the way the ladder challenge turned out last night.
Oh, yeah, it turned out great for you, I can tell you that.
Darn right it did.
It did not turn out well for me.
Well, I've had to take my medicine a few times in the ladder challenge, so why don't you quickly let everybody know what happened?
So I just needed the Edmonton Oilers, who have scored 2 goals in every single playoff game this entire postseason, just to score 2 or more goals last night.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. Now they won 1-0, but you couldn't give me another one.
Just
that was
for
overtime, by the way.
Just for gambling purposes, I do when you have a streak that is 100%. Gamblers get nervous because that's what you're like 100% of the time in the postseason. They've scored at least 2 goals. You want 1. You want to be like 11 out of the last 12 because then it's. I don't know. It just seems like that works out more often. The moment you say, it's the announcer's jinx. The moment you say 100% of the time, it's a guarantee. It's not going to happen.
So that was my first loss of the entire month.
Hey.
First loss of the whole
month.
Go
back to start. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Restart with 10.
Yep. So I'm back at 10. What about you?
I won. I had Golden State plus 27.5. Ridiculous teasing of ridiculous spreads. They lost by 11, but they fought to the end. That's all I needed them to do. Turned my 11.03 into 12.13. So I'm up to $12.13. And since I'm in the lead, I'll lead us off. Give me Nikola Jokic 1 or more made threes tonight against OKC. Do you know why, Dennis?
Why?
Because he has had at least 1 3 in all but one game this postseason.
See, there it is.
And in that game that he did not make a 3, he went 0 for 10. I can live with a loss with that kind of effort. If you're out there trying for me, you can rest your head on the pillow. No regrets at night. So if he either makes a 3 or goes at least 0 for 10, I'm good. OKC leads the series 3-2, which means Nikola and the Nuggets need to go all out, and I think that'll include some threes from the big guy. It's minus 750, which will turn my 12-13 into 13-74 as I am suddenly in the lead. Dennis, what are you going with?
I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets and the Dallas Stars tonight, over 3.5 goals combined. That's a minus 600, so my $10 will turn into $11.66.
All right, there you go. That's the ladder challenge for today. We'll revisit tomorrow. But
one loss whole month.
It's all about timing.
Yep.
You like that's the you could be undefeated in the regular season in the NFL. You lose the first round of the postseason. You had one loss.
Yep.
Someone else with 4 losses is going to win the Super Bowl. One loss, well timed. It's important there.
It's all right. Still got half a month left.
All right, we have 5 minutes until we get to first goal score predictions. Let's hit a little Hurricanes
play
and cons.
great defense, you need one thing above all else.
That starts with a W.
Confidence.
You're darn right. Confidence. What are you most confident in? What are you most concerned about with the Carolina Hurricanes? One might call it, what are you most hurra-confident or hurra-concerned about with the Carolina Hurricanes? As always, I got good news and bad news. Let's start with the bad news. Start with the concerns. Dennis, what are you concerned about?
My concern is the top guys, the top scoring for Carolina going to be there when they need it tonight. When it's a 1-1 game, Aho, Jarvis, Svetch. I mean, are the top guys going to get the job done? Let's say it's a 1-1 game with the third. Is Aho going to get that goal? Is Jarvis or somebody going to get that goal? The depth scoring has been throughout the whole playoffs for this Carolina Hurricanes team, but you just heard Greg Wyshynski say, do they have the top guy that can get you the one when you need it the most? That's the only it's a nitpick thing, but it's the concern that I have tonight.
I want to say goalies just because I've said it so long and it seems to be going well. So if I were a superstitious person, I would go Freddie just to be consistent. So I've fulfilled that obligation. I'm going to go Chatfield's health. I think he is low key really, really valuable to the team, even though he's not one of the guys with his face on the side of the building at the Lenovo Center. And we just don't know, right? He tweaked something. He didn't practice yesterday. We just don't know. And I think if there's something keeping Chatty from being Chatty, those ramifications are felt, right? I think he covers a lot of mistakes. And that is important. So I'll go Chatfield's health. The other side of Hurricanes and cons is much more fun. There's Hurriconcerns and there's Hurriconfidence. What are you most confident in for the Canes?
My confidence for Carolina, it's their skating ability. Washington just simply, over the course of a game and series, can't skate with Carolina. Simple as that. It's shown. Some of their best guys for Washington are bigger guys. Like Tom Wilson is a good skater. He can't keep up with these guys these guys are getting worn down for Washington. These bigger guys, they're simply getting worn down because Carolina simply outskates them.
Part of this was me trying to twist the knife a little bit, be funny and trash talk. At times, this series does feel like Tom versus Jerry, like Sylvester versus Tweety Bird, where you have this big angry character chasing around a smaller, faster character that it always stays one step ahead, right? Like how often have we seen a Kane, I would say, with puck possession trying to get the edge, and it's either going to be a big collision and put into the board, or they get the edge and they just barely squeak through the closing door. It seems like it's happening a lot, so I like that one a bunch.
Yeah, they take the extra stride or two in order to get the puck as opposed to reaching for it.
Or even things like when you're racing towards an icing, and it's just they're making up ground. It's just you notice, right? Whether they get there or not, you see one moving faster than the other. It's all just about angles from that point. My confidence, ready, is the other's confidence. You brought up your concern being the top guys playing like top guys in this moment. One of probably the most often cited stats this week for us since Game 4 is 12 goals scored in the series, 10 goal scorers, none of which were Aho. Stankoven has scored. Slavin has scored. Hall has scored. Gostisbehere, Roslovic, Robinson, Blake, Walker scored in the last game. That, I think, is invaluable, right? it's gonna boost all of their not only their like attitudes and vibes because they had like a big highlight play that everybody got excited about, but also their confidence to let it rip. If you have a good look, let it fly. Let alone, like, I shouldn't have put Slavin in there. Slavin, offensively, maybe an other production-wise. He's not another at all. So, like, Slavin, Jarvis, Svetch, those guys having scored is great. But I really get excited when everybody else is scoring because they're just going to have a little bit extra pep in their step and looking to make plays, which I think is vital. And then, yeah, what you said, like, the Ahos need to show up as well. But, if you can get a goal from Eric Robinson, good
I'll take it.
Days are ahead. Right? Just because we didn't predict it doesn't mean we don't enjoy it.
I'm still waiting for William Carrier to get his first point this series.
And Stahl with the assist on the empty netter. I think Stahl's due for a 5-on-5, more true, maybe even a shorty point, right? Something where it's not, you get the puck to Svetch with an empty net. This is count my assist, count it. We're good here. Maybe a 5-on-5 point for Stahl would be nice tonight as well.
Wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't hate it. I mean, points for anybody on the Canes. Hurricanes and Cons. Call it. We're done. And the reason we're done with Hurricanes and Cons, which you can send to us in YouTube comments, 99.9 The Fan live stream. You can send them to on Twitter. If you have a confidence or a concern, we'd love to hear them. But we'd really like to hear your first goal scorer predictions. Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. Heister Automotive Group Hotline, 919-860-5326. Call in with who you think will score the first goal for the Canes and in what period you think they will score it. If you are one of the 3 official contestants we get on air, that makes their prediction on air, and you get it right, you win the ultimate sim racing experience at Apex Racing Lab. So call in now, 919-860-5326, with your first goal scorer predictions. The ultimate sim racing experience is at Apex Racing Lab. Rev up your engines. Apex Racing Lab, the Triangle's largest sim racing destination. Experience the ultimate thrill with 20 cutting-edge simulators, expert instructors, and world-class virtual tracks located in Carey's McGregor Village in Greater Raleigh. Visit Apex Racing Lab today and unleash your racing passion. Learn more at apexracinglab.com. That's apexracinglab.com. Again, you can send in your predictions if you don't get through on air to either our YouTube live stream, or you can tweet them at me as well, at Donnelly Sports. There is a post that I sent out today soliciting these. So if you want, you can just go ahead and respond to that one, and I will see it. And it also, tweets come with timestamps, so it'll show you made the prediction before the game. And if you get it right, you get to gloat. You get your little shout-outs, which I greatly appreciate doing. We have the contestants on the line. Lines are full. We'll start with Jake in Raleigh. Jake in Raleigh, we appreciate you for calling in. Who scores the first goal and in what period?
I got Stankoven early in the first, within the first 5 minutes, a 2-on-1.
Stank in the first, a 2-on-1. You said in the first 5 minutes?
In the first 5 minutes. We're going to go out hot.
All right. I mean, I've been we all have been. We love first period goals.
He's on a 2-on-1. Who's with him?
I don't know.
All right.
It's all going to be who's on the fly.
You don't need that for the win. All you need for the win and the prize is Stankoven in the first. The rest is all for fun. So, Jake, stay on the line. Dennis will grab some info from you, but you are locked into Stanky in the first. Stephen Clayton, you are up next. Steve, who scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period?
I'm going to go with Slavin in the first. I think it's going to be kind of a little gritty, kind of play back and forth, maybe a couple of rebounds, and he'll end up in the end to finish it off.
Yeah, I mean, he does. He's had a knack for big goals in this postseason. He hasn't scored a ton of them, but they've mattered a lot. So We'll lock you in for Slavin in the first. Stay on the line. Dennis has some info he needs to get from you. And finally, Doug in Red Oak. Doug, you're the last official contestant, so give us a good one. Who scores the first goal and in what period?
Oh, give me Taylor Hall, middle of the first. He's going to make him a nice little hole down low, and he's going to catch it off the pass.
All right, I like it. Hall is a popular pick, by the way, from the people on the social media. So a lot of people like-minded. Doug in Red Oak, stay on the line. Dennis has some info he needs to grab from you. As far as our 99.9 The Fan fellow hosts and producers, we grabbed a few of them. I didn't think to ask Graham today, so apologize, Graham. Paul Ihander, who hosts Next Up every morning with Graham producing the show, he has Jackson Blake in the first. He thinks the rookie gets him started. Adam Gold, who hosts the Adam Gold Show immediately before this one every weekday, has Aho, but get this, Aho in the third. Adam thinking it's going to be a little bit more of a defensive grind early on, so Aho in the third. Max, another one of our producers here, 99.9 The Fan, has Jarvis in the second. That's their feel on the proceedings. If we look online, I like this. Levi went with KK, second period, dirty goal, and then Aho gets the game winner. Katie rolled with, I think the Canes come out sleepy and give up the first goal, which wakes them up. They get back to their game, and Blake, another rookie pick, gets them tied. They go on to win either 4-2 or 5-2 with an empty netter from Svetch. Jeff has Aho. Surprised Jarvis, or at Controversy Cow, has Jarvis in the first on a breakaway, perhaps shorthanded. A lot of Svetch picks. Aaliyah, Lizard, or also known as the True Liz, both have Svetch. Aho from Carrie Kaniak. Aho in the second to break a 0-0 first period tie. Deanna Stankoven in the first. K. Levin, or Clevin. Jordan Stahl in the first. I captain on that one. Kaniak, Sessions, Orlov in the first because it's his old team. We haven't talked enough about that. Orlov is playing against the Caps. There's some of his best friends on the other side of that. I mean, he was in the box, right? He was the one that gave the two-man advantage to and then his best friend for 10 years, Ovechkin, maybe still best friends. They could, not this week, but other weeks. And Ovechkin gets the goal. Didn't even think about that. Ethan went Jarvis in the first. Zach went Aho coming up clutch. Steven went Taylor Hall in the first. LaMichael goes Aho in the first. There's a little bit of everything. Kinetic Kayak went Nikishin in the first.
We actually have a few of those online. Even Micah said Nikishin bomb first goal. Let's see. We also have Boris said he's going to go with Svetch in the first 2 minutes. We have Rodney say Taylor Hall in the first, midway through the first period. We had Elton said Blake first 2 minutes of the game. We even had early in the show Smokey say Nikishin in overtime first goal scorer.
It is obviously the bold prediction. In addition to the bold prediction is that Rod is pulling a kind of a fast one on us, and he's going to switch up the lines between talking to the media and the actual game, and Nikishin's going to play. But do you know who made an appearance, his debut appearance in the postseason in a Game 5? And scored on his very first career shot.
Rod Brindamore.
So it's the predictions you're making for Nikishin sound crazy. There's somebody on the bench that essentially did that very thing. Maybe there's something happening there.
Peyton said Stankoven bar down 8 minutes in.
There's a lot of bar down predictions.
Yeah.
Somebody, hold on, let me find it real quick.
Thompson's been susceptible up high.
Ron says Svetch bar down. I mean, he's due, right? He's got the second most goals in the postseason. If he's still due after that, I'm with it because that just means he's unreal.
Well, I think he's due to go bar down based off the number of crossbars he's hit.
He's hit every kind of post.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally. And in both series, by the way, he's been finding gaps, just missing by an inch or two. Dennis, who are you going first goal scorer prediction?
I debated on this one for a while. I was really thinking, you know what? You're on the road. What are the matchups going to look like for different guys? Obviously Carolina doesn't have as much control with it, but what we saw from them in Game 1, it didn't really matter a whole lot. So I was like, you know what? The lines have shifted a little bit. Maybe the best matchup that you're going to get on the ice is going to be Jordan Martinook. Jordan Martinook in the first period off a rebound, off of initial shot by Jordan Stahl. Give me Martinook on a rebound midway through the first period.
Let's see here. I mean, right now, I think I have predictions for literally every player on the team. But Phil, a.k.a. Patriot Nomad, is also calling for a Marty party. So you and Phil in the same category. I am not going nearly as off the beaten path. Andrei Svechnikov in the first.
There you go.
It's his playoff run. We're just watching it.
That's right.
On playoff, Andrei's a really good time. I've referenced a few times that he's the second leading goal scorer in the postseason. He's the second leading by himself of guys still playing. So there's one above him. He's tied with one other. I'm going to give you the names. Leading scorer in the postseason as far as goals, Mikko Rantanen. 9 goals, but he's played 11 games.
Yeah.
Andrei Svechnikov, 7 goals in 9 games. He's tied with Nathan MacKinnon, who did it in 7 games. But if you're in the mix with Rantanen, MacKinnon, like at the top of a deal, you're scoring the puck quite a bit. So I'm going Svech in the first. And if I wanted to get real specific, I loved one particular break where Aho went to Jarvis, little spin, little back pass to Svech on the other side of the net, and of course post.
Ping.
But I want all 3 of them to participate in the action, right? Where it's Aho and Jarvis. I don't care the order. They each get an assist, and Svech hammers it home. That's what I'm looking for to get the people going in the first. That's my first goal scorer prediction. And if it happens, you will hear from me quite loudly tomorrow. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have a feedback frenzy coming up where we will hear from you quite loudly coming up. But first, Dennis Cox has some info for you.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. You know, it's a wonderful time of year. It's riding season, motorcycle riding season. I'm excited about it. I know there's a lot of other fun things that are going on, but I enjoy getting out on the motorcycle, getting out there on the open road. And one of the things that I know I have to make sure I do, even before I get back on the motorcycle, multiple things. 1, tire pressure. If your tire pressure is low, or maybe you have overinflated motorcycle tires, you're looking at disaster. You're staring right at it, folks. Make sure your tire pressure is up to date. Make sure, again, your bike is in proper working order. But there's a small, subtle thing you can do to actually make sure your bike is working properly for you. It's wash your motorcycle. There's a lot of different, dirt and grime and things like that can build up in the engine, build up on the motorcycle. And guess what? The motorcycle doesn't run properly. If you take care of your bike will help take care of you. So make sure you wash your motorcycle frequently as well. But if you are injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS even before you contact your insurance company. Insurance companies, they want to give you the least amount possible, whereas Law Tigers, they're riders too. They're part of the motorcycle riding community. They get out there on the roads as well. That's why your case evaluation with them is always free. They don't get a dime until your case settles. So call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle injury lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
We have a feedback frenzy. We get comments and feedback from you all across the internet and respond. Next.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran, or a military family, we are all united this month to celebrate those who go above and beyond. As a credit union created for the military community, Navy Federal takes special care to ensure that our members feel celebrated and honored every day and every May. So from all of us at Navy Federal, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Stitches, itches, aches, and pains. Strep and sinus, minor sprains. Pink eye, earaches, fever, flu. Virtual visits, physicals too. At WakeMed MyCare 365, we offer both walk-in primary care and urgent care. So find the MyCare location nearest you at wakemed.org. Walk right in, and for just about anything from asthma, rashes, and examinations to x-rays, labs, and vaccinations, make MyCare your care.
Hey, this is Luke with Newcomb & Company. We're a residential, commercial, plumbing, HVAC company who's been serving the community for over 70 years. Honesty is the biggest policy around here. We take pride in everything we do, anything we touch. We're not one of those companies that come and throw it in and then you can't get a hold of them again. We're there with you, hand in hand. Here at Newcomb & Company, what stands apart from other companies is we actually do more than just AC and heat pumps. We do boilers, geothermals, furnaces, radiant floor, anything that is odds and ends that nobody else can touch is what we thrive on. At Newcomb & Company, we do same-day service. That's also another thing that helps us stand apart from other places is we do same-day service because we have enough professionals to get out to these houses to solve what the problems are. And we're on 24/7 on emergency basis, weekends, nights, holidays, you name it, we're there.
Newcomb & Company, your independent terrain dealer. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
Need a spot to cheer on the Canes? Join the Carolina Hurricanes crew at Carolina Ale House's Cary location for away game watch parties. They'll have giveaways, prizes, and more. Yeah, even Stormy will be there. Weather permitting, there'll be a lawn party with a giant TV next to the restaurant. Bring a folding chair and cause chaos. Carolina Ale House is an official partner of the Carolina Hurricanes. Come to Carolina Ale House Cary for away game watch parties throughout the playoffs. Or visit CarolinaAleHouse.com/Canes for more info. Carolina Ale House. Ale yeah.
The Carolina RV Super Show is coming to you. Join us at any Camping World in North Carolina or South Carolina, May 15th through the 18th, to shop ridiculous discounts on the best selection of new and used RVs in the Carolinas. Tour new 2025 RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Enter to win a new RV and enjoy family fun and on-site activities. Don't miss the Carolina RV Super Show at your local Camping World, May 15th through the 18th. Get all the details at campingworld.com/Carolina RV Super Show.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $100 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 3.35 to 4.58. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum, and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get it Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
The Body Armor State Games are coming this June to Greensboro. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
Played off here, Jarvis. Gostisbehere tees it up. High side of the net. Blake tries to ditch, and he scores! Jackson Blake deflects it past Logan Thompson. And another power play goal. And it's 4-0 Carolina.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we hear your feedback in a feedback frenzy, listen to 99.9 The Fan all weekend long for coverage of the PGA Championship. Here's the current leaderboard presented by Wilson Country Club. The top three include Ryan Gerard, still holding on. 5 under par. He is in the clubhouse, having shot a 66. He is a Raleigh native, UNC former golfer. Cam Davis, the Australian, has tied him. He is also 5 under, but he is through 13, so still some holes to play. They're alone, those two in first. Tied for third, you have a little group of Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, Alex Smalley, and Stephen Yeager. Those are all sitting at 4 under par. As far as notable names, not a lot in the top 10. Matt Fitzpatrick, former major winner. He is 3 under par, tied for 7th, as is Keegan Bradley, major winner, Adam Scott, major winner, and Victor Hovland, through 9, has played his way up to 3 under par. So he's in the top 10 as well, tied for 7th. As far as the best golfers in the world, Scotty Scheffler's done for the day, 2 under. Rory McIlroy's done for the day, 3 over, tied for 112th. So there's a wide range of outcomes from golfers today out there in at Quail Hollow in the Charlotte area. PGA Championship updates on 99.9 The Fan are teed up by Wilson Country Club. Experience the rich history of this must-play course. That is, again, Wilson Country Club. Now, quickly, we have some time for a feedback frenzy. I want to hear from all of you. Dennis, what are the people saying online?
All right, this one comes from our YouTube live chat. Actually, Bohan just asked a couple minutes ago. Y'all think the Caps are going to try and come out hot just by firing pucks at Freddie?
Firing pucks at Freddie?
Yeah.
Oh, Caps? The Caps. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Look at the last 2 games. Freddie's been tested very early in both of the last 2 games. I would argue that the Canes should probably try to do more to stop that. But Freddie's been up to the task each of the last 2 games. which is, second best thing, right? You don't want them to face high leverage chances, but the second best thing is be ready to stop them. But yes, I think the Caps, I actually think more so than usual, it's always important. And it's frustrating for me when, keys to the game, start fast. I think tonight, more so than usual, the first period matters. If the Canes come out and dominate, you might get a couple Caps thinking about their tee times and start thinking about what beach they're going to. And vice versa. If the Caps jump out on the Canes, you could start to let them believe a little bit that there's still something to fight for. So I think the first period is going to matter a lot in this one.
All right, yesterday we had a conversation about the Carolina Panthers, and you said how the Panthers need to continue to stick with their identity of running the football using Chuba Hubbard. This one comes from Jim Stalker in our YouTube comments.
What's up,
Tim,
Jim?
You're completely overlooking Rico Dowdle. Hubbard will be the starter, but I fully expect Hubbard to be 1A and Dowdle to be a 1B split. Jonathan Brooks and now Dowdle were brought in to not keep getting just 25 punches. The grammar on this one is way off. Dowdle and Brooks were not brought in to keep getting Hubbard 25-plus touches a game. Fresh legs are important at running back. So he's basically saying you're overlooking Rico Dowdle and his factor into the offense.
I think Rico Dowdle is a vital signing this offseason. I think he is a bit duplicating what Chuba Hubbard does. I don't see a lot of skill set variety there. If anything, Trevor Etienne, the fourth-round pick, is the one that brings a little bit of something else with the pass catching and a little bit more of that. I think Dowdle is more insurance policy than compatriot. He's there because, Chuba, he didn't finish the season. I think he maybe just kind of referencing maybe could have if there was more to play for. But when the running game is your engine, and I think Chuba Hubbard in the offensive line is your engine, you don't want to be like, there goes our engine if one guy tweaks a hamstring. So that's Dowdle. Dowdle is, very solid NFL running back. If he's getting 10, 15 carries and Chuba's healthy, I will be confused because I think Chuba's just better.
All right, let's go with the conversation we had yesterday. Again, about questions about, is Alexander Nikishin going to possibly play? Because Jalen Chatfield didn't practice yesterday. Nikishin played alongside Dmitry Orlov in practice here in Raleigh before they traveled up. But we also mentioned about how in game number 4, we saw Sean Walker playing a lot with Jacob Slavin and Brent Burns playing with Shane Gostisbehere. Jacob Becker says Burns and Ghost together is an absolute defensive liability.
I don't think that's the plan. I think when and we noticed, or Dennis, you pointed this out actually, so bibliography to that guy. Once they went Slavin Walker, Slavin was out there a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that is something you start the game with. I think it's once you see the finish line, you might go Slavin Walker, and then the expectation is Burns and Gostisbehere. And I don't think you have to necessarily hide Gostisbehere or Burns when they've got it going, but by about halfway through a game, you know if somebody has it going or not. Gostisbehere's made some weird decisions. If it's like, hey, once you get to a certain point, we can just put Slavin and Walker out there a ton. I think that's a good move, especially if the other Chatfield Orlov is playing well. You can kind of ride your horses to the finish line, and we've seen them do that with the forward grouping as well. When Jankowski got hurt, they didn't go, all right, we got to keep everybody fresh. They went, let's 3-line this bad boy and keep it rolling. And they ended up winning in overtime. So, I don't think it's something we're going to see permanently, but it's nice to have that tool in your bag where you can kind of sprint, you can kick it to the finish.
Okay, last one here comes from Pete.
What's up, Pete?
Pete saying, I don't care. We had conversations multiple in recent last week or so about Bill Belichick and everything going on with UNC football, or I guess it was his personal relationship and his potential impact on UNC football. Pete said, I don't care. I just want the team to win.
Yes.
That's fair.
That's
100% fair.
There's no fault in that logic. It's just certain fans like to dive further into it, right? I like to see what they're doing to try to win. What are they building on? Who's impacting this? What could they be distracted by? Obviously, the end result is what the end result is. There's a reason why there's scoreboards. You're just looking up there to win. But if you pay attention now, whether they win or not, you can go back and source it, right? Like, oh, look, they lost. Maybe this was the cause. Oh, look, they won by 100. I remember when they flipped the switch or whatever it is. So I'm fine if you just want to show up on Saturdays or I guess Monday for the first game and watch the game and hope they win. Obviously, we care a little bit more about the details than that since we cover the sport 365 days a year.
There was a response to that same video. This one comes from Bob saying, this whole story is hilarious, popcorn time.
There's that also.
There is that.
There are other fans that might like the reality show element of it as much as game day. To each their own. Different strokes for different folks. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is a accelerated feedback frenzy here on The Drive. And the reason it's accelerated is because we just full day. It's Game 5 day. Canes Caps tonight, 7 o'clock, right here on 99.9 The Fan. And at 5 o'clock, which is in a couple minutes, right here on 99.9 The Fan, we get to the starting five just like we always do. Stick around.
It's Hockey Night in Carolina Playoff Edition. It's Game 5 with Washington.
Walker shoots and scores! And it is a monster!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck Drop at 7.
It's Andrei Svechnikov with it. Bingo! The empty net magic!
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
This is not Led Zeppelin. This is Get the Let Out. Get the Let Out.
Celebration of the Mighty Zap.
Recreating the Mighty Zap's iconic studio recordings just the way you remember them.
Get the Let Out returns to DPAC this Saturday night. Tickets going fast at dpacnc.com.
Get the Let Out.
It's back. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale at the Car Scott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards May 16th through the 18th. And it's bringing the largest inventory and deepest discount of the year. Save thousands off top brands. On-site financing to get you approved and on the water. Boats in stock and priced to move now. Test ride your boat at delivery. Get in a new boat or upgrade in time for summer. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale, May 16th through 18th at the Car Scott Building in Raleigh, featuring Suzuki Outboards.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Kat Campbell. An isolated storm is possible this evening. Any storms that do develop could become severe, and then we'll have a chance for patchy fog. Lows are in the upper 60s. Friday, we're nearing record heat, a high of 94 degrees, and isolated storm chances return.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell up 271 points today to 42,322. Market update brought to you by the Body Armor State Games. The Body Armor State Games are coming this June to Greensboro. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are less than 2 hours away now from the scheduled puck drop for Canes Caps Game 5. Canes lead the series 3-1, looking to close it out on DC's home ice. You can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. We're about an hour away from passing things over, the microphones over, to Adam Gold for an hour of Stormwatch to get you ready for the game. In the meantime, it's time for the starting five. As always, we start with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The Panthers, their full schedule was revealed yesterday. 8 o'clock officially, but we had most of it throughout the day. Schedule reveal day is the strangest celebration in sports. I don't fully get it. I don't know why everyone is so excited by it.
It's just a list of dates and times.
And
that's all it is.
Most of the information you already knew. You knew who was home, who was away. You knew which teams you were playing. It's not like if college did it, it could be interesting, right? Because, oh, look, we're playing USC, and I didn't know that would be cool. Or, oh, look, we're playing at Hawaii. I don't know, something crazy. You know everything in the end. So I don't know. I don't get it, but it's very much a big deal. NFL fans get really jacked up about it. Dave Canales, the head coach of the Panthers, even had a press conference today to react to it. And basically, with really no new information being given, they asked him about weird specific things on the schedule that he was able to just be Dave Canales about. One of the things was they got a Monday Night Football game. Late November, I believe it's 24th, they will be traveling to the San Francisco 49ers for a Monday Night Football game. Canales was asked about the primetime game on the schedule.
I just love the opportunities to be able to play those types of games. There's a couple of extra cameras, and you get to play under the lights playing against a great opponent. And those are the types of games that we need, to become who we are. And the challenge is to go on the road, go across the country and, really feel the high stakes games, as we build this and we compete to win the division. The hope is that we are working ourselves into that the mentality of like, this is another game. We go about our preparation and our work the same way so that we can go out there and just play our best.
Gosh, he is optimistic. Do you know what I want to do? I want to golf with Dave Canales. I think he would raise your confidence in yourself so much. Put it in the woods. He'd be like, I'll tell you what, right now, that is an opportunity for you to work on your punch out. What you need to do is keep it low, just get it into the fairway, and you're going to have you're going to save par.
Every tee box, new opportunity.
Plunk it in, every tee box, a new opportunity. Plunk it in the water. I've been waiting to break out a new sleeve of golf balls. I have a new sleeve right here for you, and what you need to do is he just seems like you would be you miss a putt. I'll tell you what, right now, if you were 2 inches higher on that hill, that would have been a perfect putt. High fives all over the place. More opportunity for Dave Canales to be opportunistic and optimistic and every other kind of istic. He was asked about the 3 road games out of the first 4 games on the Panthers schedule, and here's Canales.
I just always look at road games as an opportunity for us to grow. I think the thing that people miss that happens when you do travel is you become closer as a team. You know, you're all in the hotel. We're not going to our own beds, you know, at night, kind of leading into the game. And so you travel together, you're in the hotel together, the meetings, the in-betweens, guys will go find dinner, you know, right before our night meetings. And so, you know, I've always seen those opportunities as a chance for us to bond and kind of grow closer. The fact that it happens early in the season is a good thing. You know, as we figure out who we are, we're going to have the core of what we're doing from an X's and O's standpoint, but we're going to see our team emerge, you know, and to go and play in somebody else's stadium, you know, we talk to the guys like, hey, we're all we got, we're all we need. This is our group right here. And you got to stay together. The energy has to come from our bench for the guys playing and to support each other that way.
Dennis, have you heard of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Which is like this phenomena. I think it's a Hollywood thing where it's like everybody in Hollywood is no more than 6 like movies or TV shows away from starring in some, like, you know, I was in a movie with John Travolta. John Travolta was in a movie with Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock was in a movie with Kevin Bacon. Like, you're never more than 6 degrees of separation. I think Dave Canales' degrees of separation is how many sentences it takes for him to get to one of his coaching cliches. He starts with, like, we're on the road and that's great, and 4 sentences later, we're all we got, we all we need. Like, he's never more than 6 sentences away from some kind of little twist of phrase that is supposed to get everybody jacked up.
I feel great about playing football right now.
He's never more than 6 sentences away from feeling great about football. 6 degrees of Dave Canales. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
Speaking of coaches speaking to the media, Dave Doeren, head coach, NC State football, for the first time seemingly in a while, spoke to the media. He was at ACC meetings down there in Amelia Island in Florida, and we have the audio. Spoke to ESPN, David Hale, shout out, former Blue Hen, ESPN ACC reporter.
And Andrea Adelson as well.
And Adria Adelson. She's not a Blue Hen, so we'll forgive her. Although sometimes I get frustrated because David Hale, I think he went to grad school somewhere else, and he doesn't always claim. So anyway, conversation for another day. Right now we're talking Dave Doeren. We played some of the audio for you earlier. We'll play some more for you now. Here's Dave Doeren on the foresight he thinks that is necessary, more foresight that is necessary when it comes to making changes within college football.
I said it yesterday. I feel like we're putting Band-Aids on bullet holes a lot of the times. You know, like our calendar, we fix something here and then there's impact on something down the line, and the unintended consequences over and over and over have created this. And so, you know, I'm excited that there's a lot of talk about a 365-day review of our calendar, and they need to start with the end, in my opinion. When do we want football to end? And then work backwards. And if the playoff expands, then the season could even get longer, right? So I think the ending is really important. You know, do we want to be a 2-semester sport? I think all of us say no on that. And so trying to get the last game in prior to when the second semester starting and backing up things would be ideal, in my opinion.
Do you know what is required for more foresight? You need to know what the end goal is. Because I do think there has been foresight from those making the decisions. They're just not interested in protecting the same things we're protecting. The foresight from the people that are running the show, it's not about making the transfer portal easier to navigate. It's not about making sure there's no tampering or the things that coaches care about. It's about making sure players aren't considered employees, to protect yourself against all of the protections that employees are granted in our modern society. It's about things that maybe we as fans don't care as much about. That's where the foresight is going. Less about, like, let's make sure the game stays awesome, and more about, let's make sure our pockets stay lined. One more piece of audio here. Doeren was asked about Bill Belichick at UNC and Frank Reich at Stanford, interim coach out there at Stanford, and what those longtime NFL guys have brought to the ACC meetings.
You know, he has a lot of insight. You know, we're talking about all these things that are semi-like the NFL now when you talk about NIL and obviously rev share and how that equates. And then we get into the officiating and some of the things going on. It's there's definite insight. And you talk about him and Coach O'Brien and the intel that they have. Coach O'Brien and him were together too, so they have a lot of experience. So hearing those guys talk, and Frank Reich, same thing. You get the NFL side of things, so it's beneficial, and it's nice having that different perspective on things in the meeting.
I just think it's funny, the NC State coach saying like nice things about just their experience. No, I'm kidding. There's respect there. And obviously, if you are talking about getting players ready for the NFL, it's nice to have some NFL minds in the ACC meetings, and that's exactly what they had. That's number 4. Let's hit number 3.
You like that? You like that?
We're about to talk about Drake Powell, former UNC freshman, who is now in the NBA draft. Why'd we hear Kirk Cousins there on the come out?
I don't know. Maybe Drake Powell's doing, hey, you like that?
Okay. All right.
That same energy, maybe? I don't know.
All right. Well, actually, there is a comment here that Drake Powell said at the NBA Combine to the media that I think if I were a UNC coach or UNC basketball inner circle, front office, whatever you want to call it, I'd be concerned. Drake Powell, about staying in the draft, said, here's a direct quote. I feel like I'm the same two-way player that I was coming into college. Obviously, I don't think I got to showcase that at UNC, but the potential is still there. I'm ready to learn as much as I can and continue to grow. There are 2 parts of that comment that I would be concerned about if I were UNC. 1, I feel like I'm the same two-way player that I was coming into college. I don't want anyone saying they're the same player after a year on my campus. I want them to be significantly better. I want them to have improved. I want them to have shown up an NBA prospect, and I don't care if they leave 6 months later, be a better NBA prospect when they leave. I'm the same player? Not what I was wanting to hear. And then the other part is, obviously, I don't think I got to showcase that at UNC. Why would UNC not showcase a future first-round pick two-way player in the year that they're on campus? Or why? I don't think I got to. Right? It's not even like they gave me the opportunity, I wasn't able to show it. It was I didn't get to. That's the opportunity wasn't there.
I think it's because most of the year he was playing out of position. He was playing down in the 4.
He was playing out of position
as opposed to being out on the wing.
He was coming off the bench at points in time.
Yeah.
He was deferring a lot to some maybe veteran players, which happens in basketball, but it's still not a good message to send to other future NBA players, which is just absurd because my entire life, UNC was the NBA player producer, right? Like, when I think of, the Duke-UNC rivalry is one that, nationally gets brought up a bunch. Duke maybe had the great college players. Meanwhile, UNC had the players that went on to great NBA careers. Michael Jordan, Vince Carter, Rasheed Wallace. On and I don't know why those were the 3 that popped into my head. What a smorgasbord. But you could go Vince Carter. You could go so many more, right? They had the NBA players. And I don't, and I know Roy kind of pivoted a little bit more towards I want the 4-year players, but man, I don't know why you would give up that part of your image, and I don't know why that wouldn't be protected beyond all get out. Because UNC just hasn't put out the NBA players the way they did for a long time there, and this is part of the reason why. You got first-round picks going. I didn't get to show why I'm going to be a first-round pick when I played for UNC in a year where they barely made the tournament. It'd be one thing if you were sitting behind Hansborough or something, hey, you know what? They had a bunch of other guys that are going to be Hall of Famers in the college basketball world. It's was what you were doing really better than letting Drake Powell eat? Drake Powell, by the way, he said that he's gotten from multiple teams the Amen Thompson comp. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the NBA world. Thompson is an athlete. He is unreal. He looks athletic compared to other NBA guys who are unbelievably athletic.
Yeah, Amen Thompson for the Houston Rockets.
Yes, and his brother Osser Thompson, but Amen's the one that's had the better run so far. If you're getting compared to him as an athlete, why would that guy not be allowed to showcase everything he can do? That's number 3. Let's hit number 2.
Just the two of us.
You can listen to 99.9 The Fan all weekend long for coverage of the PGA Championship. Here's the current leaderboard presented by Wilson Country Club. All the way at the top now for the first time since we started updating you a couple hours ago. Raleigh native Ryan Gerard is not tied for first or alone in first.
What?
Cam Davis has taken a one-stroke lead. The Australian's at 6 under par through 15 holes. Ryan Gerard, who finished a while ago, is at 5 under par. He is alone in second. Still, light years ahead of where I would say most of the prognosticators, most of the guessers and analysts had Ryan Gerard at this point in the tourney. So congratulations to him on a solid first round. Better than solid. And a tie for third, Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, Alex Smalley, Steven Yeager, Adam Scott has jumped up into a tie for third. They're all at 4 under par. With only Scott of that group still on the course. He is through 14 holes. If we are looking for the big names, Scotty Scheffler tied for 19th. He's off the course, done for the day, 2 under. If we keep scrolling down, Victor Hovland through 11 is 2 under par. Hideki Matsuyama, 2 under through par, both through 11 holes. John Rahm, 1 under par. Tommy Fleetwood, 1 under par. They're done for the day. And if you keep scrolling, tied for 108th. Rory McIlroy. 3 over par. Justin Thomas tied for 124th.
Bruh.
4 under for par. 4 over par. The thing I'll say is Quail Hollow, where this is being played outside of Charlotte, is it's built for the bombers. If you can hit it a long way, you can make up some ground here. So obviously for Rory, that's a good news. The bad news is you posted a 74 in your opening round. Still a lot of golf to play. We'll put it that way. A lot of players still on the course for today. Still a lot of golf to be played, and obviously Friday, Saturday, Sunday still to come. But the PGA Championship rolls on. That's number 2. Oh wait, let me finish this up. PGA Championship updates on 99.9 The Fan are teed up by Wilson Country Club. Experience the rich history of this must-play course. Wilson Country Club. That's number 2. Now let's hit number 1.
The one! Back for Gossesbear. Game over! Series over! Sebastian Aho wins it on the power play in overtime!
Just let that one breathe a little bit. That was fun. That was Game 5 of the Devils series in round 1.
I was just thinking.
What was it? I don't know.
Now, Sebastian Aho, Game 5, that clinched the series, had 2 goals and an assist that day. Maybe Sebastian Aho's Mr. Game 5 tonight?
It would be lovely.
Maybe if he's Mr. Game 5, close it out. Mr. Game 5, Sebastian Aho. Can we make that? Stanky's getting Mr. Game 1.
Stanky's Mr. Game 1. We don't have a Mr. Game 5 yet, although a game winner in overtime, as well as the tying goal to put you in overtime, that's a good opening statement for being Mr. Game 5. So we'll see. Aho has yet to score in this series, let's start there, right? Caps hosting Game 5. That's the other difference. That Game 5 was at home, Lenovo Center. This one will be on the road. So a little bit more, enemy territory vibe for the Canes. But as they try to finish it out, obviously we're not going to be picky about where the goals come from. And when we make our predictions, who cares? A point in the goal column, a dash in the tally is the word I'm looking for. In the goal column, who cares if Stankoven or Robinson or Aho put it there, right? One is one. But I do think there is an expectation that in potential closeout games, as well as when you're facing elimination games, you want it to rise and fall with your top guys, right? We'll talk about this when it comes to making our picks later on. Do you realize how many shots on goal that Jarvis, Aho, and Svech combined for in that Game 5?
It was a lot.
19.
That's a lot.
19. 9 from Svech, 7 from Aho, the rest from Jarvis. 3 from Jarvis. That is what you want to see in potential closeout games. You want, like, I'm a movie guy, sports movie guy. Keanu Reeves, Shane Falco in the replacements. Winners want the ball with the game on the line, right? You want your top guys to want the puck, to want the shot with the series on the line. When they smell blood, you want them to shoot. You want them to go for the jugular. That's what I think tonight is about. Again, am I going to complain if Sean Walker scores a goal? Absolutely not. Like he did in Game 4? Absolutely not. I just think in these games where kind of legacies are being written, I do want Aho to be way more aggressive, right? Actually, I want to just make sure I get a stat correct before I say it out loud. There you go. We're loading. We're getting there. Beautiful. If you go back to, let me make sure I get all this right. Game 1 against the Devils, right? He had 0 shots on goal.
Talking about Aho?
Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong stat column. Game 2 against the Devils.
Okay.
He had 0 shots on goal.
You're referring to Aho?
Yes.
Okay.
Game 5.
He had an assist in that game.
He did, but he had 0 shots on goal. Game 5, he had 7. You go to Game 3. There we go. Game 3 against Washington. Aho had 0 shots on goal. I'm okay with him being a distributor, right? Picking up assists, setting other guys up, making sure they get going, especially if it's something like a 4-0 shutout win at home, right? Like I'm fine with that. But when it comes to the closeout game, I want 7 shots from Aho, right? Game 1, Game 2, Game 3. Yeah, right. Yeah, make the right hockey play. Do all of that. Set up your dudes. When you smell blood, I want you to be the one to pull the trigger. And by the way, I'm talking at Aho just because I brought up his stats and I knew that he had a couple games with 0 shots on goal. Same thing with Jarvis. Same thing with Svech. I want the top guys to want to have that opportunity, right? It's the Kobe thing, right? Sure, you might be open, but I trust me with a hand in my face better than I trust you because I'm Kobe and I'm that dude. And it's not selfish, it's avocado selfishness. It's the good kind of selfishness. It's the when we look back on careers in professional sports, in sports in general, we attach records to stars. Role players, we don't. Right? At the end of a role player's career, we don't go, and they went 1-4 in Eastern Conference Finals. We don't do that. We do it for the stars. Right? We attach, it's like being a quarterback versus an offensive lineman. Quarterbacks, you can't be good if you didn't win a championship. Centers, you could be a Hall of Famer without winning a championship, right? Nobody puts that attached to your name. If I'm Aho, they're attaching it to your name, right? Right now, you are some level below what people see in other superstars because you haven't been the main centerpiece on a cup team. If you have a closeout opportunity and that record's going to be attached to you, you want it to rise and fall with you, right? It's the offensive-minded head coach taking play calling once firing is on the menu, right? Once the rumors start about a hot seat and you're like, you know what, I'm calling plays here. If I'm going to lose my job, I'm going to be the one making the decisions. I want top guys to play like top guys in a closeout game, and I love that those 3 guys combined for 19 shots in Game 5 last time, which ended up being an overtime winner. It's just the nature of sports, right? Top guys in closeout games, right? Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Maybe I'm like Dave Canales. I'm never more than six sentences away from a cliche as well. I can get to him. Svech yesterday spoke with the media about closeout games being the hardest to win.
Kind of it's going to be hard, and you said it, but, last game was crucial for them as well and for us as well. So I think every game kind of hard game, but obviously, like you said, it's going to be more physical, more harder for us, but, we're ready to go. We know it's not going to be easy for us.
go for the kill. There's going to be moments. There's going to be moments where you have Washington on their heels. If you strike when it matters, we'll be sitting here tomorrow celebrating and wondering about Florida and Toronto. We didn't even bring up that game. Ha ha.
Don't pull a Toronto.
There you go. Actually, if you're going to give up goals, get them all out of the way in one game, right? And don't waste any of yours scoring. Just get them all. Get tired. They were rope-a-doping. Get Florida tired for the next one because they're so tired from scoring goals. 6-1 final score in that one last night. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We need numbers game contestants. Before we get them, though, Dennis has something he'd like to pass along.
Hey, folks. Dennis Cox here for Loan Pronto. Question. You maxed out on your credit cards. Maybe you're struggling with high-interest debt. You can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Get cash out now without even touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one low, easy monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is A+ rated by the BBB and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Their service is off the charts. Call now to start the conversation. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760. Get debt relief now. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781 on approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
We need numbers game contestants here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. The prize for today, as it has been all week, Keith Urban tickets, pair of tickets to see Keith Urban, Chase Matthew, and Alana Springsteen at Coastal Credit Union Music Park at the end of this month on May 31st. If you want to win the tickets, you got to call in. We need 2 contestants. Call in now, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Numbers game coming up next.
It's Hockey Night in Carolina playoff edition. It's Game 5 with Washington.
Walker shoots and scores! And it is a monster!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck Drop at 7.
It's Andrei Svechnikov with it. Bingo! The empty net magic!
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
First Horizon Stadium in Cary is the place to be galactic. The North Carolina Courage, the Triangle's premier professional women's soccer team, invites you to Star Wars Night, May 17th at 5 p.m. Grab Star Wars Night tickets at tickets.nccourage.com. May the courage be with you.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part, we give you a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G when you switch to the 5G Unlimited or 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Hi, I'm Marcy Bailey. And at Bailey's Fine Jewelry, we understand your concerns when it comes to buying an engagement ring. Am I paying too much? Am I getting a quality diamond? Will she love the ring? Rest assured, we prioritize your happiness as much as the exquisite diamonds we offer. That's why we provide unparalleled guarantees to give you peace of mind. First of all, we offer an incredible 30-day money-back guarantee. Secondly, with our unique 100-day price protection, we promise you'll get the best price, quality, and value. But if you find a better offer, we'll match it and give you 10% of the difference. But we don't stop there. We also offer an unprecedented lifetime diamond guarantee. It's our way of giving you confidence throughout all of your cherished moments. We've been locally owned since 1948 and voted the best jeweler year after year. At Bailey's, we're not just selling jewelry. We're providing a legacy of trust. We invite you to shop with us and experience the difference.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the best part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
The Carolina RV Super Show is coming to you. Join us at any Camping World in North Carolina or South Carolina, May 15th through the 18th, to shop ridiculous discounts on the best selection of new and used RVs in the Carolinas. Tour new 2025 RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Enter to win a new RV and enjoy family fun and on-site activities. Don't miss the Carolina RV Super Show at your local Camping World, May 15th through the 18th. Get all the details at campingworld.com/Carolina RV Super Show.
If you think you or someone close to you is having a stroke, we have 2 words for you. Be fast. B for balance, E for eyes, F is in face, A for arms, S for speech, T for time to call 911. Look for changes in balance, vision, or speech, weakness in one arm, a drooping face. Learn the signs at wakemed.org/stroke, because every second counts.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have Brent and Clayton on the line, and we have Everett and Greensboro on the line. I believe Everett's on line 1. There we go. We have Everett and Greensboro on the line, and then Brent and Clayton on the line to play the numbers game. They will be battling it out for Keith Urban tickets. Keith Urban, known exceptional guitarist. We've asked this question before, but I'd like to hear everybody's answers. The way we get this started is I ask the same question to both contestants, and then Dennis, the judge, gets to pick whichever his favorite is, and that person gets to go first. So we'll start with Everett and Greensboro. Everett, are you there and ready?
I am.
All right, the question is, who's the greatest guitarist of all time?
Jimi Hendrix, without a doubt.
All right, without a doubt. Confident in his pick. Stay on the line. We'll see if Dennis picks yours. Brenton Clayton, are you there?
I am.
All right, same question to you. Who is the greatest guitarist of all time?
Can't fault his pick, but I'm going to go with Jimmy Page.
Okay. All right, Dennis, that's what you're dealing with, 2 Jimmys.
Yes.
Hendrix or Page?
It's not X's and O's, it's Jimmys and Joes. I think you're sports cliches.
Yeah, there you go. Never more than 6 sentences away.
I'm a massive Led Zeppelin fan.
Okay.
It's my favorite band of all time. So Jimmy Page is where I'm going to lean on this one.
There might be tickets that you're interested in that we're going to tell people how to text to win in a little bit.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Brent and Clayton on this one. Both fantastic answers.
Everett was so confident. And
he was.
Finishes in second. Brent, go ahead and – or sorry, I forget who guessed what. Everett guessed
Everett guessed Hendrix.
Okay, so Brent gets to go first.
Yeah.
Everett, stay on the line, though. You will have your chance. Just have to sit on hold for a second. Brent, are you ready to pick a category?
I am.
All right, the categories are NFL Life of Brian, all players whose first name is Brian. NFL players from the 2005 NFL Draft. NBA players that were all Chris Paul's teammate at some point or another. Or NHL players, Hurricanes only.
Let's do the Hurricanes only. Let's go Canes.
All right, let's go Canes. I'll give you the team, and I will say the team in this category, even though we know it, to keep it fair timing-wise with the other categories. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. 1 pass if you need it. Any questions before we can get started?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Logan Stankoven, Carolina Hurricanes.
77.
Incorrect. Jesper Foss, Carolina Hurricanes.
28.
Incorrect. Logan Stankoven, Carolina Hurricanes.
72.
Incorrect. Jesper Foss, Carolina Hurricanes.
29.
Incorrect. Logan Stankoven, Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, man. 75.
Incorrect. Jesper Foss, Carolina Hurricanes.
21.
Incorrect.
That was terrible.
Few things. One, you had a pass. You could have hit a pass at any point in time, so that's more like structural and strategic. Two, I think you may have had them backwards because you were hitting all the 70s for Stankoven and you were hitting all the 20s for Fost. For Stankoven, you needed 22. For Fost, you needed 71. So you were kind of flippy-dippied there. Either way, it is a 0, which is, I will admit, not great. However, by way of going first, if there's double zeros, you are the winner by way of the tiebreaker. So stay on the line, and we'll see if your score of 0 holds up.
Thanks.
That brings us to Everett in Greensboro. Everett, are you there?
I am.
All right. Not the most daunting task for you, but the categories remaining for you to choose from are NFL Life of Brian, NBA Chris Paul's teammates at one point or another, or NFL 2005 draft picks.
Let's go to Life of Brian, NFL pick.
All right. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. You need at least one for the win. Any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacksonville Jaguars.
Pass.
Brian Robinson, Washington Commanders.
28.
Incorrect. Brian Westbrook, Philadelphia Eagles.
28.
Incorrect. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacksonville Jaguars.
17.
Incorrect. Brian Robinson, Washington Commanders.
22.
Incorrect. Brian Westbrook, Philadelphia Eagles.
32.
Incorrect. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacksonville Jaguars.
18.
Not great, Everett. Brian,
it's tough, man.
All right, hey, I appreciate the accountability. Brian Thomas Jr., 7 is what we were looking for. B-Rob, Brian Robinson, 8 is what we were looking for. And Westbrook with the Eagles back in the day, 36, the number we were looking for. Unfortunately, not enough for the win, but hopefully you had some fun.
Yeah, always, man. Always have a good time.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you very much for playing. And that means Brenton Clayton, against all odds, you got the win.
A win due by default. I'll take it.
Yep,
I'm not even going to do the clapping sound effects.
You know what? You get the tickets. You get the tickets. You get to see Keith Urban. So enjoy the show. Just if someone's like, "Oh, how'd you get the tickets?" Be honest with them, right? That's all we ask. Accountability.
I knew what Brian Dawkins' number was. I don't know if that counts for anything.
That's a new game. You could just tell us any number you know. Just give us a player with a number.
Like your style.
All right, there you go.
Your style.
Stay on the line. Dennis has some info he needs to grab from you. That is very much like the old Jeopardy SNL skits where Will Ferrell just starts going, "Just write a word. Any word will do. Anything. Write it down, and you will get it correct.
Write down a number. Any number.
Any number.
V. You know what? That's the Roman numeral 5. We'll take it.
It's like after double offers. Just tell me any player, any sport, whose number you do know. Any player, and we'll give you the prize. Double offer, not great. Started off so good with the guitarist answers. They were confident. They had them right on the tip of their tongue. I was like, all right, maybe they're not nervous. Then we started asking for jersey numbers. We had 5 straight perfect scores like less than a week ago. Now we're having double offers. Life comes at you fast in the numbers game. Goodness gracious. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I have something to tell you here. I want to tell you about Maynard Service Company. This is a good palate cleanser. We'll go from 2 fairly bad numbers game performances to something that is obviously awesome. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric work from Maynard Service Company. The reason why it's obviously awesome is for this. When things go bad, I have a saying. For as bad as they went pretty well, right? So that's hey, our air conditioner broke and it was 100 degrees outside. But we had Maynard Service Company's number. We called them. They got out there quick. They had it fixed. And by the time we went to bed that night, air was on and we were cool and we didn't have to sleep sweat because it's 1,000 degrees and humid in North Carolina, right? As bad as it went pretty well. That's what Maynard Service Company can do for you. And matter of fact, they can get ahead of it so it doesn't even have to go bad, right? Cooling maintenance. Have them come out and check up on your cooling system, your HVAC. Have them check up on it to make sure that perhaps, if it is preventable, they can prevent the bad from happening at all. So it's not for as bad as it went pretty good. It's just, hey, it didn't go bad. It went pretty good. Maynard Service Company, headed up by their owner, Brett, a guy who, when you talk to him, you see how much he cares about the customer service and everything that goes into making sure your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric run smoothly. Maynard Service Company, check them out. Give them a call, 919-361-0993. That is 919-361-0993. Or visit them online, MaynardServices.com, MAYNOR services.com. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're making picks. That's right, Canes Caps Game 5. How's it going to go? We'll tell you. Stick around.
Soundstation and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Soundstation and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Soundstation and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Soundstation and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending in Cary. Over the years, I'm often asked why we made the choice to become one of the only mortgage companies in the state to provide loans without closing costs as a primary source of funding. And my response is always the same. How did closing costs ever become a thing? Who was that first person who asked for a lower rate, heard it would cost $15,000 to save $50 a month, smiled and said, "That'd be great"? Recently, we're noticing a trend of large national lenders quoting low rates but with a high APR. This is the definition of what happened when that first person asked for a lower rate but ignored how much it would cost. Quotes today are a 2-part process. It's not just the rate, but what are the closing costs? At Miller Lending, we simply don't believe you'll keep your loan long enough to realize additional savings. So before you throw away thousands of dollars in needless fees, pick up the phone and call Miller Lending today. 919-447-3377, or simply apply online at millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy.
She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Adam Gold and I am in studio with my friend Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I always joked, gutter helmets, can I get one that fits my head? They don't go on your head, they go on your house. And they make sure that you never have to clean your gutters again. Who invented this? This is a great product.
Well, I don't know who invented it, but it is a great product. It can go on the existing gutters. If you need new gutters, we can also put it on new gutters, too. We can take care of any wood rot or anything behind the gutters, and we can take care of any possible problem that we may run into when removing those gutters, because oftentimes they haven't been working for a long time. You may have rotten soffits, rotten fascias, rotten gable ends. So we'll take a look at that when we take the gutters off. And the gutter helmet is going to go over the first shingle, under the second, and it allows enough surface tension where the water clings onto it, water rolls into the gutter, debris falls off to the ground.
That sounds better than getting in the bucket of a tractor. I'm just saying. 800-672-4348, aluminumcompany.com.
See if you're a winner every night.
Watch live lottery drawings on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. That's right, Carolina Pick 3, Carolina Pick 4, and Carolina Cash 5 numbers every night on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. See if you're a winner before you go off to bed. Get your lottery numbers live every night.
North Carolina Education Lottery.
Only on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news.
The Body Armor State Games are coming this June to Greensboro. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
Now Jarvis, he'll drop this one. Off the catching up rebound. He scores! Seth Jarvis on the doorstep, pounds it home, and it's 2-0 Carolina.
Let's get pumped up. Canes Caps. Game 5. Today. 7 o'clock. We only have a few more minutes of the show today, which before we pass it off to Adam Gold, and Adam Gold gets to take you through Stormwatch, and then he'll pass it off to Mike Maniscalco and Trip Tracy, and they'll take you through the game. But we can't do any of that without making our picks. We can't do any of that without making our picks. We need to let you know how this game's going to go and continue to get you all riled up for the game. I can say most of the time we've done this, if we go by units, I have made money when we're doing these picks. Thank you to Seth Jarvis, anytime goal scorer last game. Also, Jacob Slavin did a whole bunch of things that we like. Blocks, we hit the over. And then the Canes covered, right? To get to plus money, we had to give 2.5 goals. They won 5-2. So the empty netters fetch. Thank you very much. It was a good day last time, so let's try to do it again. Dennis, what kind of things should we be thinking about?
How about this one? First 10 minutes of the game, a goal is scored. Over under. Minus 125 that a goal is scored in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Goal by either team?
Either team.
That makes it more appetizing. I'm gonna say no. I think there's gonna be a frenetic opening couple of minutes, but I think both teams are gonna lock down. So no, I don't think. And by the way, it has been a relatively light first period goal scoring series. So I think it'll continue. I'm not going in the first 10 minutes.
How about this one? An anytime goal scorer in the first period. Andrei Svechnikov plus 700. That was your prediction, right?
That was. I don't hate that at all, especially for plus 700.
Again, this is any time in the first period. Maybe not even the first goal scorer, just any time in the first.
Yeah, I'm in on that.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be aggressive. We've talked about it. Matter of fact, I'll tip y'all off on one of my bets here. Aho, Jarvis, Svech parlayed 3 or more shots on goal each.
Okay,
comes out plus 340. I talked about it earlier in Game 5 against the Devils. Svech had 9 shots on goal. Aho had 7 shots on goal. Jarvis had 3 shots on goal. It's a lot of shots on goal from your top guys. I don't want to say jokingly because I placed a bet, but it was plus 2,000 or something last game where I had them all for 4 shots on goal, and I almost got there. They were all aggressive. I think they're going to be aggressive again. That includes Svech. He's obviously seeing the ice pretty well right now, scoring a bunch of goals. So, yeah, I'll take him as an anytime first period goal scorer.
Okay, let's go to a little bit of goalie props here. Total number of saves, over or under, 21.5 for Freddie Anderson. It's a minus 110 for the over 21.5. Under 21.5 is a minus 120. He only had 19 saves in the last game. He only had 21 shots on goal.
It seems like he's facing more shots because he's facing some high leverage shots.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going to stick with the under here. I think the Canes are doing a really, really good job of making. They're stingy with the shots that are making it to Freddie. Give Freddie credit because he stayed locked in, which is sometimes tough. Because actually, the last 2 games they've allowed, I don't know if it's a majority, but a much higher rate of shots in the first period than in the second and third, which makes it more difficult, right? That's part of being a goalie is obviously staying focused through some quiet time. It's like being a right fielder, right? You got to make your play even when only 2 balls are hit to you all game. So I'll take the under there just because it seems like that's the way it's going.
Okay, how about Logan Thompson, Washington Capitals goaltender? Over under 27.5 saves.
I love how different the numbers are. Yeah, I'll take the over. You're not going to get me in a crucial game thinking the Canes aren't going to fire at the goal a whole bunch. As far as shots on goal go, and I already have at least 9 coming from one line of the Canes. So yes, go ahead and give me all the shots on goal overs you can muster.
Okay, over under. How about block shots? Jacob Slavin. 2+ shots blocked by Jacob Slavin is a -120. 3+ shots blocked by Jacob Slavin +270.
I have +270, 3+ blocks from Slavin on my card right here in front of me. I think he had 4 last game.
Yeah.
Slavin, especially if it's tight, he's going to be on the ice a lot. He's just because, I talk about this with like Lamar Jackson, where I'm going, if I'm the offensive coordinator, right, the break glass in case of emergency move is to run Lamar and let him use his legs. Every game, I would just be like, 3rd and 7, got to run Lamar because it's so nice. I'm sure you don't want to have Jacob Slavin play just a bananas amount of minutes, but then you're in the game and you're like, we really can't give up a goal here. Slavin again. You just keep him out there because it's so obvious. So I think he'll be on the ice quite a bit, especially if it's tight. 3+ blocks, I like it. +270, you're getting good payouts on that too.
Oh, yeah. All right, my final one here that I have for you.
Yep.
Both teams score 2 or more goals in this game. Yes, both teams do score 2 or more goals is a -145. No is a +105.
I lean towards yes. And I'll tell you why when you hear all of these. The rest of my card, I have Sebastian Aho anytime goal scorer. I don't think he goes a series without scoring a goal. And I'm riding with my friends. A lot of people on my social media saying he's their first goal scorer prediction just because he's due. +180, give me Aho to score a goal. I have the parlay of 3+ shots on goal for Aho, Jarvis, and Svetch. I have Slavin with 3 or more blocks for +270. I have Slavin registering a point. Again, kind of the same logic of just him being on the ice a lot and making good hockey plays. I see him picking up an assist of some kind. We know he can score. That's +220. Just Slavin 1 point or more. I did mix this one in there because I do think both teams might be really on their game as far as they're very familiar with what the opposing team's trying to do, and they're very good on their assignments early. You can get total first period goals under 0.5 +330. So if it's just zippy at the end of the first, +330, seems like a nice payout there. I have Canes over 3.5 goals, and I'm banking at least on an empty netter because I also have the Canes -1.5. Give me Canes. They're obviously giving the goal and a half on the road, which happens. But that's +154 at the time I placed the bet earlier today. So I think the Canes end it is basically what all of that says. And we've seen when they're winning, they're getting empty netters, which is upping some of the overs, which is why I'm picking some of that. And I think that top line is overly aggressive today, which I want to see. And those are my picks for the day. Hopefully, once again, tomorrow we get to talk about making money. And then we start looking at odds for Eastern Conference Finals and stuff. But got to take care of business tonight to get there. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Got to know what time it is. Game time. Also, time to talk about the timepieces from Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Tim Donnelly here with Bailey's Fine Jewelry and the Fox & Bailey Watch Shop, where they have the hottest lineup in town of pre-owned Rolex, Omega watches, Blancpain, Glashütte Original, Norcane, which is the official watch of both the NHL and the NHLPA, and more. So we're talking hockey. Makes sense to talk Norcane. Norcane is upending a bit of the luxury watch world. They're one of the newer companies out there, and they're if you go to their website, Norcane, or you go to the Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Fox & Bailey Watch Shop, ask about the Wild one. It is pops of color. It is custom. You can kind of get one to match your personality, which is not something you normally see in the luxury watch world, right? You go seek out a watch because that's what they make and they do it one way. Norcane, they're spicing it up, and it's all available at Fox and Bailey Watch Shop, located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location. If you're into sports, you're going to love the strap because it is very sporty. You can do things with it, and check out one of their diving watches so you can get it wet. Graduation season, anniversaries, milestones, think about it. Bailey's Fine Jewelry, your go-to for unforgettable gifts. We are less than a minute away from our final see you later before Game 5. Dennis, final score prediction.
4-2 Canes.
5-2 with an empty netter. I hit it last time. I'm going for it again. We have coming up next I almost said overdrive. We don't have overdrive today because we have a playoff hour-long Storm Watch with Adam Gold. He'll get you ready for the game, which starts at 7. I got to get home so I can sit on the couch and watch this one. Looking forward to it. Go Canes. Finish it. End them. Finish them. That's it for the drive. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Golf's second major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover the PGA Championship from Quail Hollow. Find out if Xander Schauffele can go back-to-back in Charlotte.
Xander Schauffele, the winner of the 106th PGA Championship.
Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates and every big moment through the presentation of the Wanamaker Trophy. Coverage of the PGA Championship on 99.9 The Fan is teed up by Wilson Country Club. Experience the rich